All right. So, it's back for another week of Dungeons and Dragons. Now, it's going to be an interesting week. It doesn't look like Nadiv is going to be here this week, but other than that, should be an interesting session. So, without further ado, welcome, traveler. Pull up a chair and listen to the tales of Exandria. For those first time listening or who don't know, this is a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition campaign played using the Tal'Dorei Campaign setting. As for the rest of you, welcome back. Last we left our troupe of adventurers. You woke after resting in the vast expanse of the dividing plains. When you woke, you found Click covered in blood, and Garand was nowhere to be found. Click told you that everything was okay and that the nice elf lady who helped him escape the Ravager attack when Rexia had forgotten him had helped him again that night. Click also informed you that Garen left the camp during his watch. You make your way to Turst Fields, a community that includes gnolls as part of its citizenry. You spoke with the local shield guards and discovered that there was been a new criminal gang calling itself the Six Blades, and that they were making a bid for control around the community, violently making an example of anyone, Clasp, Myriad, Shield, or anyone else foolish enough to get in their way. Without haste, you make your way to the Dirty Dog. There, you're greeted by two bouncers, a Goliath and a Gnoll. They were less than hospitable to your conversation, but nonetheless let you inside. Using the code phrase that you were given, you spoke to the half-ogre bartender, and Minir left with a coded message for his meeting at midnight. Meanwhile, Nadiv was attacked outside by another monstrosity. Some sort of lycanthrope, slaughtering anyone, anything it could get its claws on. Minir horrifically discovered that this one was quite different than the other one. This one is very resistant to his weapons, to any weapon. But Nadiv showed that magic worked just fine on it. After slaying the beast, Minir made his way to the Tipsy Inn, stabling Gorda outside. Meanwhile, Click began to question the poor, giving them money, food, in exchange for information about the gang war and the Sood epidemic. He learned that this Sood epidemic has garnered the attention of a doctor from Kaimal called Kendra, who was working a sort of humanitarian effort to combat the drug-addicted populace. Click and Rexia then visited a local temple, a temple to the Wild Mother. Click paid his respects in the name of Bahamut. Rexia was more there to babysit Click, but Click left an offering, and in exchange, gain inspiration, be it from the Wild Mother herself as thanks, or from Bahamut rewarding his good deed. After buying some supplies, makeshift disguise kits, and the like. You all eventually make your way to the Tipsy Inn after seeing Gorda stabled outside. And this is where we're going to continue this week. All right, fellas. You should be loud and proud.
But what if I want to be soft and quiet?
Then you most
That
certainly
sounds like
may.
a personal problem.
What up, everybody? Howdy,
Hey guys.
Well, I'm not drenched in zesty blood orange Diet Coke anymore.
Or Thousand Island dressing, as I've heard you're a fan of.
No, so you gotta go with the ranch.
So Taco Bell has French fries now. They're calling them nacho
Nacho
fries.
fries, El Grande.
That's what I was about to bring
Ever.
up. It's
Best
amazing.
thing. Best thing ever.
Get the
Nacho
nacho-
fries, El Grande.
Get the nacho fries Bel Grande, add chicken and spicy ranch. It'll be the best thing you ever had.
What? I like how we came here for D&D and then suddenly we got onto the topic of Taco Bell. What's
That
going
even-
on?
I
That
mean,
even fits with
no.
my accent, too. Nacho fries, Bel Grande.
Where's my gun? I need to shoot myself. There it is.
All right.
Okay, today is a great start.
Not sure how we
makes them
segued into that, but all right.
Minner invents Nacho fries, Bel Grande for D&D.
I'm hungry, and that will be lunch.
Can I leave Click alone for like an hour or 3 to go on a walk and also to pick up rations because I'm almost out because he also eats my rations?
Yeah, you can go out if you wanted to purchase some rations, but right now, you all just kind of gathered by the inn, making your way to there, especially after your couple hours spent at the temple.
Okay, so on the way, how much would 10 rations cost me?
You haven't gone shopping yet.
Dang.
Everybody's at the Tipsy Inn right now.
Oh.
Because remember, you spent a few hours with Click as he was praying and giving offerings to the Wild Mothers.
Awesome. Minir, after helping the kids stable Gorda, goes back in the inn, puts his backpack in his room, keeping his maul with him, though, goes back downstairs to get the food and drinks he ordered, and to flirt with the buxom waitresses. That's what he do.
All right. I mean,
Damn right.
he could, flirt with the, Crimson Tiefling behind the bar.
Never gonna happen in a billion years, Dave. Never in a billion years. The stars will burn out before that happens, Dave. So let it go.
I mean, it is a alternate Tiefling racial trait for Devil's Tongue where he could charm you.
Dave, you want me murdering citizens? Then don't do that. If you don't want me murdering people, don't do that.
So, there is a possibility for anything.
I don't want to have to file the paperwork
You'll be fine.
again.
So, Menhir, you're down in the main common dining area of the Tipsy Inn. Still pretty packed, very lively. There's a lot of... the atmosphere itself is overall busy, but there's some people starting to drink as it's, kind of late afternoon, getting, people coming from, work, be it, hard days farming or, other little odds and ends jobs that they do. The music is loud, but good. There's lots of idle banter and laughter that just kind of fills the air, as well as the sense of various meats and spiced ale. They just kind of waft into your nose. The room is still lit from the sunlight that kind of pours in, but the majority of the interior is lit by these little candles and a single hearth that just kind of burns, and off to the side of that is where the bards are playing their music. Now,
Any noteworthy people in here?
noteworthy how? Like, are you looking for something particular? If so, what are you looking for?
Any adventurous looking types or
Anyone that stands out.
anyone that stands out other than the bartender, of course.
You said we were all there, right?
Y'all are making your way in, yeah. So you're kind of coming in the inn itself as Minier's kind of went down. He ordered food. He's trying to hit on some waitresses. And this is him
Right.
just scoping the area where he's going to kind of spot you in a moment.
Okay.
But to answer your question, though, no, there's no adventurous types. There's nobody in, armor. Most of the people here seem to be simple folk. There may be like a shield here, maybe off duty. They're sitting drinking, having a meal. They probably just got off their shift.
So, in other words, Minir stands out.
Yes, very much so. Like how Gorda stands out next to a stable of horses, Minir stands out among the grouping in here.
Okay. And he will commence to eating with gusto.
Okay, so you take this chicken haunch and you start tearing into it, and as you do so, you pull away. You got a mouthful of this nice roasted chicken. Through the door comes in, click, on the shoulders of Rexia.
Awesome.
I'm going to set Click down and go sit over at the table. Probably farthest away from the bar, to be honest, because she doesn't drink and she doesn't want any alcohol.
Minhere's at the bar.
No, he's at a table.
Click will join you.
He's got a plate of chicken and a big frothy mug of something that smells delicious.
So Click comes to the table, but Rexia doesn't.
I go to a different table, probably.
Okay, so Rexia, as you're looking around, just kind of nonchalantly going to another table, through your peripheral vision, you see somebody you recognize, somebody that recently was missing from your camp. You see Garand sitting at a table in a corner, just kind of observing everybody in the inn.
I'm going to walk over and I'm going to go, so, you just kind of up and left us?
Ah, greetings, friend. I was communing with the ancestors.
I'm going to assume that's one of your barbaric ways.
Oh, as I knew the ancestors would lead me back to you.
She takes a moment. She just takes a very deep breath and is like, well, you're here now, and we could always use extra hands for what we're about to do, thanks to someone saying the code sooner than expected.
Ah, I see. So,
Would you care to join us? It's almost like through gritted teeth.
I believe I shall. He gets up and walks over to the rest of it.
Okay. So, Menir Click, you see out of your peripheral Rexia walking with Garand, who are both kind of walking with purpose. Rexia looks a little miffed.
Annoyed. Annoyed is the word.
So her normal expression, in other words, because she's very bitchy. That's cool though.
I mean, it's really just to barbaric people. Well, not barbaric like class,
Nope.
but like just big muscular people.
Nope.
She-
Rexia's bitching at everybody, throwing old men around, cursing people out, talking shit all the time. Rexia's just bitchy. I'm used to it.
All right, and last but not least, Sophona, you and Nadiv make your way into the bar. Now, Sophona, you are still in your disguise, but Nadiv is being Nadiv, and he's just drinking, pretty much blowing your cover right now, as he decides to go up to the bar to get some more drink. And the rest of you just see Sophona in her very plain, commoner disguise.
Well, she's going to see this group of people just all gathered up together, and she'll take a seat at the table next to them.
And this is where also Nadiv is going to kind of spend his time, since he's not going to be with us today.
He has to go inspect the rooms, make sure they're safe. The beds.
And the various
The tubs.
wines.
He is a dedicated investigator, sir.
Indeed. So, Sophona, in her disguise, comes over to the table and pulls up a chair from a nearby table just to make room, and there you are, all together once again.
It's a pretty nice place. Rates are pretty affordable too. Nice room, although it's kind of small, but hey, maybe because I'm big.
What time is it right now? At this point, Dave?
It's like almost like between 3:30 and 4 in the afternoon.
Huh. And what time are we supposed to go to the meeting? And
Midnight.
I'm asking. I was gonna ask in character, but never mind. Midnight. So we have roughly 8 hours to kill. Well, who wants to ask about rumors? Just to see if we can have some odd jobs.
Minner gets the attention of the waitress.
All right. So you kind of, call her over, and this not really buxom but curvy waitress, probably about her late 20s, just long, kind of curly brown hair, a little white shirt, and a kind of reddish brown little dress with a little corset. Comes over. She's got a little serving platter that's got a few empty mugs, and it looks like she was getting ready to take them in the back. What can I get for you?
I'd like more food, please, and I don't know what my friends want.
Oh, all right. What y'all be having?
What is have? What is good?
Well, we have pork rolls. We have meat stew, or you can have the haunches, the roasted haunches, and she kind of the chicken's good. It's she points over to Menir, who's got a plate, like a little half chicken breast with leg and all that, little potatoes. You can always go with the if you want something simple, bread, cheese, or If you're just thirsty, we can quench your thirst with our various ales or finer spirits, if you so prefer.
Might I just have some bread, cheese, and meat and a pint of water?
All right.
Click looks over at Minhir, then turns back to the to the waitress and says, "Click want chicken. Click want blackberry wine."
You're tainting him, Menier. Soon enough, he's gonna be hitting on the barmaids.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Daddy? And she's pointing to you, Goran.
I'll have a slab of that pork roast, if you don't mind.
Okay. And what about you? And she's gesturing over to you, Sifona.
I suppose I will just have some cheese and bread for myself and water as well.
All right, then. Is this going to be all together, or is these individual?
Individual, I do not know these people.
Click, we'll pay for Click.
I got it this time.
All right. And she just kind of gives the table like a little wink and smile, and she goes off to the back, shouting some orders for the meats. You know, as she does, she lifts the little platter up, twirls around some of the drunkards, just they just stumble about the room, and a lot of the witches are kind of used to maneuvering through these people, and as well as the occasional, wandering hand from the drunks from now and then. So, but some of them are good spirits about it. Like they laugh and joke with the customers. So she goes in the back, and it's still pretty noisy here. So you guys gotta either speak up or kind of lean into each other to kind of talk.
Minard, the only information he imparts is that the tiefling bartender is who arranges the rooms for staying.
And how much does a room cost?
Depends on the quality of what you're looking for. Are you looking for the something comfortable? Can run you about a gold piece. You're looking for something a little fancier than that, like a little merchant style suite. It's gonna cost you a couple gold. Or you have kind of the common bunks. It's more of a little modest. That's a little more affordable to most people.
Well, we're not most people. We're adventurers. We have like hundreds of gold as pocket change.
Ruining economies everywhere you go.
Yup. I'm not too fancy, but I also don't like being cramped in commoner's room, so I'll probably just go for the 1 gold room.
Okay.
And I'll make sure to pay for Click too.
I was actually thinking about it, and 28 gold is probably a small fortune for that temple, being in a small town like this.
Oh
no,
yeah.
this is not really a small town. This is actually one of the this is a conglomerate of farming communities that, because so many communities have combined, it now constitutes as a township. So in and itself, it's enough draw. It's not a major capital or anything, but it is quite a large city.
The point still stands that 28 gold is nothing to scoff over when it comes to an offering.
Oh, absolutely.
For something this size.
Yeah,
Don't you all like standing out everywhere you go?
Click like swine. And he looks at Sophona like, what are you going to say?
She says nothing. She's still desperately trying to be undercover.
Rexia will look over at Click and go, "You are taken after men here, and I don't know how to feel about this."
Click drink wine when have money.
Who's our new friend here? He gestures towards Syphonia.
I don't know you people. I'm sitting at my table right here, trying to enjoy my meal in peace. But you all are quite loud. Don't let me stop you from talking that loud so I could overhear.
God damn it.
I'm just a local busybody.
This stranger is acting quite strange.
Yep, that's not Saphona. That's not Saphona at all. Today's a good day. So, I will look over at men here and I will ask, "So what do you plan for tonight anyway?"
Say what?
The meeting. I hope you don't expect to go in guns a-blazing. Or, guns don't exist. Do guns exist in D&D? I forget. I know flintlocks do.
Yeah, they do. There are some. They're quite rare.
It probably wouldn't be a common phrase, though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. But she's going to phrase it something like that. I can't think of something else to say right now.
Drawn.
Yeah, swords drawn.
Swords
Of
of
course
blazing.
not. We don't know how many people are there. You gotta appraise the situation before you start crushing heads. I mean, come on now. Any rookie knows that.
Wow, that was more astute than.
I was about to say that was actually surprisingly sensical for someone who immediately threw us into the situation without anyone else knowing.
What do you mean immediately? That was the whole objective of going to the damn.
Yeah, but we were
tavern in the
going to
first
do it
place.
right
They
that
sent me in.
second.
What do you do? Flam around him hawing bullshit? We might as well get on it. What the fuck? We ain't got time to be doing that stupid stuff. These sons of bitches need to pay. I mean, I'm not saying let's go in and crush everybody's fucking skull right away. I'm not gonna do that. But get beyond the business. Know where we're going, find out the lay of the land, see what we're up against, and then crush some skulls once we know what we need to know. That's what's going to happen.
Sounds like a good plan.
Why not do today?
Exactly, Click. And I'll clink my ale glass with his wine glass. Be like, exactly, why not today?
I retract my previous statement. I say to the air, just talking to my food.
Right.
So he leans over to Rexy and saying, "That peasant is acting awfully strange. I think they're suspicious. I think they are watching us."
No, I'm listening. Because my back is turned to you, how could I watch you?
I think after hearing that, Rexia could infer that you are in fact Saphona just from your attitude. Thank you, wisdom. So Rexia will like whisper in a very hushed tone to help Saphina not have her cover blown. "That's Saphona, you bloody buffoon."
Really? Huh. Good.
And she's just going to sit and wait for her food and just pull out her journal and just start sketching.
All right. So Rachel starts coming with the drinks first as the food's being prepared, but she, brings the wine, brings the, mugs of water, leaves a little pewter pitcher, keeps the water cool with that. Those that have ordered the breads and the cheeses, those are also brought out next. And after about, 15, 20 minutes, the roasted meats start coming out.
Minner says, "Remember, girl, keep the ale coming. I paid already for doubles."
All right. Is she just kind of giggles and smiles, like, as you wish, and she, goes off, catering some of the other tables in the area.
So what y'all want to do? Minner says around a mouthful of chicken, lips all full of grease.
I am not even paying attention to Menier. I am sketching and eating cheese.
Click is scarfing down his chicken.
I'm sorry, did you say something? She'll look up at Menier.
No.
Clearly not paying attention.
No. So other than the crazily dressed nosy lady at the next table over, is anyone else paying special attention to us?
Safona takes out a...
All right, so I want you to make a perception check. And,
11.
11. So,
Can I make one with heightened perception?
I mean, if you have a reason to do so, yes. So, Menier, you're looking around. The inn's pretty busy. Other than the occasional drunk kind of going by, you don't really notice anything unusual or anybody kind of paying attention to you, watching your areas. Though there are a couple of eyes that kind of look over at your table, being that, the Ganassi that are at the table, as well as a kobold. Not something that's seen every day.
Yep, Click fucking up my mojo. That's all right.
Click the cock blocker.
So Safona pulls out a piece of parchment and starts writing, and then saying what she's writing out loud. Dear Diary, today Grandfather said that he saw somebody sitting on the street watching these random passerbys. I know Grandfather might be crazy, but maybe he was onto something.
Click will see Min here look around and look around himself. There.
What'd you get?
I got a 21.
21. All right.
You
So,
observant little bastard.
well, as you're looking around the tavern, Click, the only eyes that occasionally kind of, glance over to you is the tiefling bartender, this dwarf with a braided beard that's also behind the counter. Doesn't really seem to be serving any drinks, just kind of chit-chats with some of the clientele. And, occasionally some of the waitresses.
So nothing really out of the ordinary.
Yeah, nothing's standing out to you like somebody kind of, really staring you down or trying to, hide that they're looking at you. Nobody's really eyeballing you, you can tell.
So there's not a guy whose clothes are made of completely knives standing 3 inches away from him staring at them. That's not happening.
Safona hides her knives.
Top tabling, thanks for the follow. Yeah, no, it's not like Lord of the Rings where there's a shady character that's, just in the back watching you, smoking a pipe, just sticking out like a sore thumb. Nobody's doing that in here. Everybody seems to be in their own little worlds. The bards are, into their rhythm. The maids are trying to, entertain the guests as best they can to, probably get good tips from them. The people that are in there seem to be having a good time talking with each other. They see you and they're like, oh, that's kind of weird. And then they go back to their business. Like, oh, you don't see a, Ganasa every day or a kobold every day. And someone will just have like, who are they? And they're like, I don't know. Okay. And they'll go back to their business.
And continue eating his chicken.
Munch, 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 munch.
the chicken in his hand probably looks like a giant roasted haunch, just this oversized
Yeah.
meat stick. So, all right. So Sophona, is brought to your attention about, people were watching her and Nynaeve while they were doing the stakeout. So you have a meeting at midnight. Well, Minir has a meeting at midnight.
Yeah, he has a meeting at midnight, and we have 8 hours to kill right now. So, I'm going to finish eating. I'm going to step up.
Those that are missing hit points should probably take a short rest.
I took a short rest with you over at the temple, so I'm actually... Also, I'm retarded, Dave, and I forgot that I have the amulet, or the pendant of wound closure.
All right, so make sure you use that on your next short rest. Or long rest.
Yup. It's just short rest because long rest heals me anyway. I'm gonna get up after I finish eating, finish my water, and I'm going to go up to a barman and ask if there's any shops that just sell general supplies close by.
All right, so you grab the attention of one of the witches. Yes, love. How can I help you?
I'm looking for a shop for general supplies somewhere close by.
Well, there's various merchants you can go to depending on what you're looking for. General's kind of a broad category, but shouldn't
Yes,
be too hard
it
to
is.
find. Shouldn't be too hard to find things that you need here. Anything in particular you're looking for?
Mainly just ration packs.
So you're looking for traveling supplies, planning a trip out to the wilderness, perhaps. Those you should be able to find no problem. Lots of places will have, various rations that would make the journey, dried, foods. Some of them in their own. Some of the more fancy ones are kind of self-contained, but I'm not an expert on those things. And Garen can just forage his own stuff when he's out in the wilderness. And
This is true.
the idea that people have to buy these pre-packaged foods before they go out in the wilderness just reminds you how weak some of these other civilizations were and how much stronger your people were to them.
So, do you happen to know anything, again, close by? It's not too far of a walk, anyway, to, that would sell any?
Yeah, if you go down the main street there, take a left, and if you follow it straight there, past the well, you'll be right on Merchant Row, and there you can find whatever you want.
Thank you, madam. And she will take a bow, and then go back to the table and ask if anyone would like to go shopping with her for supplies.
Yeah, I'll go.
There's one. She's going to command Click because she's not leaving Click alone.
But
I will accompany you and learn about these ration packs.
Why is that so funny to me? God damn it! And I will look at Sophona. And you, mysterious stranger, she says with a little bit of a grin, kind of showing that she figured it out.
Oh, are you asking me out? Well, I'm gonna have to decline.
Ooh, friend zoned.
Ow! That wasn't even friend zone, that was just hard rejection.
Sophona is grinning, though.
See, we should probably not pick up strays around town. It's not good taste.
I'm going to grab your ear and forcefully tug it before walking out the door with Click.
Spray.
Click hurries up and finishes his chicken and chugs the rest of his wine as he's drugged out the door.
I mean, there's no rule saying you can't bring your wine and chicken with you.
Yeah, I was about to say, we paid for it, you can still bring it with you.
Sophon is going to watch who pays attention to them as they leave, and if anybody follows before probably heading out not too long after they leave and trailing them.
All right, make a perception check.
19.
Okay. As you all start leaving the bar, Clicks, has his food, drinking his wine. People watch you leave, again, just because some of the unusual races that are there. But outside of that, just a few conversations, a few glances, like, oh my God, okay, and then they go back to, their gambling games or drinking, eating. The bar itself is fine. When you get outside, that's where you start to really kind of peel your eyes, and that's where you start to notice more eyes on you. And this again is terms of some of the poor, the possibly homeless, just kind of watching you leave. They're watching a lot of people, but they seem kind of focused on you a little bit.
On me or the group?
Well, the whole group, the group as a whole.
Well, that's a little bit worrisome.
No, it's fine. Everything's okay.
I'm going to attempt to stealth blend into the crowd and just continue to watch them. .21 stealth.
All right, so you just kind of break away from the rest of the group. They're just trying to get into a more crowded cluster of people, and you just kind of refix your hood and kind of crouch down just to try to get any eyes off you that may have been watching you in particular. And you're just shifting with the people, trying not to bump into too many people, and maneuvering through the sea of bodies. It's not New York Times Square packed, but it is still a busy fairway.
Enough to put some carts and stalls and people between.
Oh yeah, people are trying to do business at this time. A lot of people are getting off of work. They have getting their pay, money in their pockets. People, maybe want to get food or supplies before they go home for the evening. So this is a good time for merchants to make some money. So a lot of businesses are going. A lot of deals are going around.
Well, I will continue discreetly following the party as best I can.
All right. So, let me just check. So, and Rexia, you notice Sophona just trying to hide and blend in, doing a really good job, but you're still able to kind of keep your eye on her. You haven't really done anything to give her position away, but you know that she's kind of shadowing your group just away from the rest of you.
I have no reason to stop her.
Rexia just, spying on Sophona.
No, her passive perception kind of picked you up as you went to go hide and do all of the things I just described. She saw you do that, so she knows where you're at.
I have a 21 to my passive perception. You would have to beat that in your stealth.
21, if I only had guidance.
Lesson learned.
Yeah, well, casting guidance kind of blows the whole blending in thing.
It kind of does.
But
So
it helps when you need that one extra point.
It really does. I wouldn't have been able to see you, but again, I'm not gonna say anything to the group. I'm not gonna do anything to give her away. I am just going to the supply, basically get supplies.
Yeah, the rest of the group doesn't know where she's at except you. So you're the only one that kind of saw her do that, but she's keeping her distance, just tailing you.
And she can have her fun doing that.
All right. So, as you follow the barmaid's directions, going down the fairway, making a left, and heading straight, almost a couple blocks where you see this covered well, and around the well, it's kind of opened up like a donut in the way the road curves around, and there is about 5 intersections, including the one that you're on, that intersects here, and all around here, there's various little merchant stalls. But as you get closer to that central area by the well, this is where you see the shopkeepers, set up there, and you can look beyond like some of the intersecting roads, and it's the same thing. The shopkeepers are set up all along this area into this one central hub. So there's lots of various stalls where you can shop around to try to find some of your adventuring gear or other general supplies that you may need. Now, something a little more specific, that you may or may not find here. But for general wares, yeah, a lot of vendors here to pick from.
Sweet.
Awesome. 2 things I'm looking for specifically. Well, 3 things, but you're gonna say no to one of them, so I'm not gonna bother. I'm looking for rations, and I'm looking to buy 2 more journals, because at this point, Rexia's current journal is filled with all of the monk fighting styles that she wrote down where she has no memory of, and also all of her sketches, so that's probably almost full at this point.
Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, that's just gear. Let's check out some.
Can we just get any standard normal item out of the PHB here, Dave?
Yes, but I got to look for the prices because they're not the listed prices in the PHB. So one of the things Fantasy Grounds does lack is nice little equipment, the non-common things. Venturing gear, tools, kits, armor, weapons, fantastic with. The miscellany things, lacking a bit. Let's see. Packs.
I think a journal's just a book, right?
Yeah, that's just a book.
It's just a book.
I'm looking for the listing here. Beyond is failing on its search for this.
Fantasy Grounds does tell you the price of all the stuff, but only the price that's in the book. And you have to click on it to see.
Yeah, but you got to search for it like each individually. They don't have any kind of easy list going.
That is true.
Which is what I'm kind of looking for here. Okay, let me pull up the PHB on Beyond. I'm going to just start bringing my physical copy here. It's sad when the physical copy, it's easier to find reference material than 2 separate digital tools. People, fix your shit. Let's see. It's expenses. All right. All right, and you want to, let's see, 2 books, right?
2, yeah.
Okay. All right, so why don't you make an investigation check? See, just kind of shopping around here. See what deals you can actually find.
Oh no, investigation. I'm bad at investigation. 11.
11? Okay. You find a couple vendors here, but the prices are pretty competitive with each other. There are not any major fluctuations with that. They'll both part with their books for about 40 gold.
Ha 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 ha. Oh,
I mean,
I know that books are expensive in D&D because it's all handmade, but I wasn't expecting the price to be that high.
They're normally 25 a pop.
I know. So 40. Oh wait, all right. I'm buying two. I'm stupid.
yeah, you are.
Lauren?
I'm glad we're in agreement here.
Lauren?
Can I just tell you what Minner wants, Dave?
Yeah. One quick thing, Rexia. How many rations were you looking to buy?
Between 10 and 14. Depends on how many they have.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can get enough if you want to get 14. Or just 10.
I
That's
have
easy
to get extra because I feed Click my rations too, so I go through 2 a day.
Okay, so they're gonna sell you those for about 4 silver each.
So
I officially fucking love this place, Dave. It's cheap as hell. I love it.
and this is when we get the calculator because I don't feel like doing math in my head right now.
Good job.
This market is amazing.
5.6 gold.
Yeah, 5.56 gold. Oh wait, no, 56 silver. I'm stupid. This is still true.
I'm glad you're still hearing it yourself.
I'm like in like, but I can't speak today. I will.
When
So
you
5
become
points.
me,
You can't spell. I can't speak. There's a difference. Anyway,
words are hard, Lauren.
I will fucking punch you. I'm going to pay the 45.6 gold. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. And Garen, you're watching the rations here, and these aren't like expensive, self-contained tin rations. These are more like trail mix. Various dried fruits, berries, raisins, nuts, things like that they kind of packaged and pouched.
Beef jerky, that kind of stuff.
So,
Kind of, yeah. Stuff that
I-
won't spoil in a short amount of time.
so I walk up to Rexia and nudge her and whisper to her, I think you're getting ripped off. Just spending money, that's not really all that difficult to get. Why are you spending money on?
I'm going to give you a very quizzical look. She's not going to say anything. She's just going to she's just going to look very puzzled at you.
And he's gonna look also very puzzled back at her.
They're just staring at each other, and she's going to go, I don't know if you realize, but this is cheaper than I can get in most other places.
Wait, this is cheap for the stuff? Wow. Strange.
Garen just
What
realized he's
in-
in the wrong business.
What in the world are you babbling about? As I try to fix my inventory.
Just
No. Menhir, what are you looking to buy? What are you shopping for?
12 rations, 200 feet of hemp and rope, a set of block and tackle, 2 barrels
Okay.
and
Roll.
10 sacks.
Okay, so make a. Let's see. Let's do this here. I'll do it for the next one. I'm not going to change it on this one. All right.
Barrels are 2 gold apiece. Sacks are a copper apiece. That's all the straight book.
Yeah, the sacks aren't going to be any different with that. Barrels. Let's see. The barrels are going to be 8 silver apiece.
Sweet.
All right. And the block and tackle would also. Actually, no, excuse me. The barrels would be 1 gold, 8 silver piece. The block and tackle is just going to be 8 silver.
Okay. And then
And,
sacks, a copper each.
The sacks are the same, and you said 200 feet of rope?
Yep.
Yep, rope. That one, those are also going to be 8 silver per 50 feet, so.
Do you need anything while we're here, Click?
So how much is that total? Like 6 gold?
Let's see. 16. So it's 32 silver for the rope. Let's see. 2 gold, 48 silver, and 2 copper. Oh, correction. 2 gold, 56 silver, and 2 copper.
So like
So
7 gold. and some
7
change.
gold, 6 silver, and 2 copper.
Awesome.
And this chubby little merchant, this like long handlebar kind of like mustache that just overly thick mustache goes into this little thinner beard. Head's balding at the top. Kind of darker complexion. Just is just so happy that you guys all came to his shop to do business today.
Aww.
So
I will ask though if Click, do you need anything?
Click is fine.
And did you include the rations, Dave? The 12 rations?
I did not. And so the 12 rations. Were they 1 or 2 gold apiece? Oh, no, they're 5 silver. Okay, so that would have been another 44 silver. So another 4 gold and 4 silver.
Oh wait, I also remember something I needed to pick up while I was here, just for character reasons.
All right, what's that?
Wraps for my hands, so whenever I punch things, my knuckles aren't bleeding. That would be wonderful, actually.
Okay, so for that, we'll just say, because you're just buying fabric, essentially, not buying whole outfits with that, we'll say that's just about 2 copper, just to get some cloth that you can wrap around your knuckles there.
I'm gonna get enough to last me a couple days, last me let's say about like 2 weeks, assuming that I don't change them for at least 2 to 3 days.
Okay, in that case, that's gonna run you about 5 silver.
Okay. I'm also saying that mainly because I don't feel like putting copper into my list because I almost never use it.
Oh, wait until I start throwing Electrum at you, because that is.
Please no.
Oh no,
Please no.
that is being worked into just about anything.
No.
Like yeah.
You have to use Electrum in a couple other games. I don't like Electrum. Don't do this.
They're the
Just give
die
it to me.
12 of
Problem
currency.
solved.
Do you like pennies?
Do I like money that is equivalent of a fucking $50 coin?
Just
course
give
you
them
do.
all to me. Problem solved.
I'm sure nobles keep copper, but I imagine nobles keeping copper in a little jar whenever they get change from buying something, and at the end of the week they walk through the poor people town and just throw copper pieces at the homeless.
I love it.
That'd be wasteful. No.
But yeah, I'll
Nobles
buy.
being wasteful? No, never.
Yeah, I will purchase about 2 weeks worth of wraps too for my hands.
All right, like I said, the wraps themselves, the cloth for that, the bolt for that, so you can have that, a few weeks supplies would just be 5 silver.
Yeah, I already have it marked down on my list. That's okay. But that's pretty much everything I need. It's up to other people.
All right, maybe closing up shop early today. So, what else can I get for you, fine folk? He just kind of wiggles his eyebrows, smiling.
That's it for me, shopkeep. Thanks. Have a good one.
That's all for me as well. And Rexia will take a bow and we'll start to wrap her hands up and arms in the cloth, and then crouch down so Click could get on her back. As Chris is apparently dead.
I'm sorry, what?
She's crouching down so Click can get on her back again.
Click climbs up, sits on her shoulders, rests his chin on her head, and just watches.
You are too innocent and pure for this world. I want you to realize this. So, does anyone else have anything to do before? Because I assume that doesn't even take an hour.
No, but
Discreetly
it looks
walk.
kind of funny though, because when he's got barrels are pretty big. So Minter throws all the other crap he bought in the 2 big ass barrels, puts one over each shoulder, and goes back toward the end.
Once they're back at the inn, I'm going to do a quick walk by of where we're supposed to be going tonight.
Okay, so now traveling there will take better part of an hour. Because it's not on the side of town.
Well,
You're kind of at the center, like the little western edge of the center part of town. The place we're supposed to do the meet and greet, so to speak, at midnight is at like the northeastern quadrant of the town.
yep, still going to do it.
All right, do you tell anybody where you're going?
That would be logical.
The only one who knows that Safona is even following is me. So you would just be
Yes,
coming up out
I'm
of
going
nowhere.
off without alerting anyone.
Okay.
Did you roll the bad decision, D4?
Well, you're right. Do I need? Yeah, I'm going off alone.
Mistakes were made.
Oh, bad decision, D4. I love you.
Okay, so you start walking off Sophona, going to the where the meeting spot's supposed to be. And as you start going through, again, this part of the town is a little rougher. This is kind of like the wrong side of the tracks. A lot more as you go to the you've kind of noticed this trend as you go more east is where it starts getting more not just rougher, but the houses started to be a little less well kept. There's more homeless or poor on the streets. There seems to be, yeah. Not only that, but you also noticing less and less shield presence.
Oh, goody. I'm walking into a gangster turf war. Sophona's going to make sure invisibility is ready to be cast.
All right. So I want you to make an investigation check as your approach. Actually, no. I want you to make an intelligence check.
All right. 22.
Okay, so you're about a block and a half away from where the meetup's supposed to be. And this just kind of like hit you all at once. The area here is where the other streets used to have the beggars out, kind of, either asking for corn or just kind of watching. This part of town, there is nobody on the streets.
I'm going to look for some sort of like scrawlings on the wall. Anything in like Thieves' Cant I can see nearby that might give me some warning whose territory I'm going into.
Okay.
Because Thieves' Cant is a thing I have.
Make a perception check. Actually, no, make an investigation check.
$25.
So, looking in this around this area here, you do find some markings faintly carved at like some of the about 3 or 4 bricks up from some of the foundations of one of the houses. There's a little bit of Thieves' Cant that's on the alley side, and you notice it, and you go down and you look at it for a moment. It is a branding for somebody, but you're not familiar with this brand. This is not one that you have seen before.
So it's not Clasp, it's not Myriad.
Yeah, you'd recognize those off the bat.
Well, there's only 3 real major players I've heard about in this area, so I'm going to get out of here. This has been a good enough investigation for me.
Do you do the Scooby-Doo thing where you like run in place for a second before just dashing off?
Oh no, that raises suspicion. Just quietly, discreetly turn around and head back.
Okay.
Looking for anybody paying attention to me. With a 27 perception. Because now I'm a little paranoid.
A natural 20.
That's funny, yeah. So with that natural 20, as you're leaving and going back, you do kind of hear something. Very faint. And it doesn't it sounds like heavier footsteps, but not like booted metal, just like something with some weight, making very brief light contact with stone or tile. And if it wasn't for you being so paranoid at the moment, you would have missed it.
Is it coming towards me?
You don't. You're looking around like you heard it, and you spin around, and as you're scanning the area, you don't see anything on the streets. Even as you're going back about another block, you don't see somebody running around. Following you. When you stop to look, like the sound kind of stops.
Oh, that's bad.
No, it's probably
And
fine.
if I run off, I'm going to take them right back to their others.
Can you say invisibility?
I can say invisibility. And I am casting invisibility.
Okay, so you're just out in the middle of the empty street casting invisibility?
I'm going to attempt to step into a side alleyway, and I'm going to attempt to shake whatever's following me, and once I think I'm safe, I'm going to try invisibility.
Alright. So you duck into one of the side alleys, you start saying the words of power to invoke the spell. And as you do, you start to see you look at your gloved hands, and they start to turn transparent. They kind of slowly fade away until eventually you can't even see your own hands in front of you.
And then I'm just going to kind of hold position for a little bit and keep listening for that sound.
Okay. So as you ducked into the alley in your wait, since you stopped and turned around, you haven't heard the sound. Only thing you've heard is a bird flying overhead, which you do see fly past, which is not uncommon from here. Just birds going to and fro. There's not really much to eat here, so they're going off to wherever they've made nests, probably in some of the roofs or chimneys of some of these dilapidated buildings.
Alrighty, well, I'm going to...
And on top of that, not more than probably about 10 minutes, as you just kind of wait, your heart pounding in your chest here, just not sure what's going next. It's when you see the clouds overhead start to kind of roll in from the mountains, and then you feel the ice cold raindrops start to fall. Very light rain. It's barely above a mist.
Well, that's going to blow my cover and invisibility. I need to get out of here. Not today, worthy adversary.
And then suddenly a dragon comes down and destroys Helgen. I mean, what?
And then Rexia took an arrow in the knee.
I have deflect missiles. Fuck you.
14 nature. Does the storm at least look natural?
I mean, from what you can tell, yeah. I mean, everything. I mean, the clouds, the direction that they're moving in, it all seems legitimate to you. Not really uncommon considering where you're at. So this kind of weather, it's normal from here because a lot of it comes from the mountains right outside the Bramblewood.
Either way, that storm is a traitor, and I must escape from it.
Yeah, run, Safono, run! Run, Forrest, run!
Well, no, because running causes splashes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not pools of water yet. Things are just starting to get covered in that like wet sheen. You know, some of the cobblestone. The roads that are paved with it. The rest of it's just dirt, so the dirt's starting to get moist. The buildings and their tiles, they're starting to get damp.
Yeah, I'm just gonna briskly walk back towards the inn.
All right. All right. So about this is going on for about 2 hours here. So in that span of time, the rest of you return back to the inn, and Rexia, you know that Sophona never entered the inn coming back. You do know that she was tailing you throughout the market and on the way back to the inn, but she never followed the rest of you in.
And how long has it been? 2 hours, you say?
Well, yeah, it's or she's on her way back, so by the time she gets back to the inn, it'll be about 2 hours. I'm just saying, kind of during that time span, what is the rest of you doing?
Well, for me personally, I'm just going to get my own gear ready, put my dart strap around my chest after making sure I have all of my darts. And also putting my old journal in my bag and tying one of the new ones to the belt, or to my belt like my old one was.
You know it's raining, right?
You know we're in an inn, right?
I mean, books don't really like water.
Hi, I have a backpack.
Hi, your backpack's not your belt.
Yes, I keep a journal on my belt. Is that a problem?
I mean, it is if it's raining.
It's a light mist, you dip. A little bit of
That-
water
that
isn't
looks-
going to hurt it.
I mean, that's debatable.
Well, in
Also,
the
what,
end,
did the raining even start whenever we got in?
no,
until
it
after?
didn't. That's what I was saying. It was like an hour and 10 minutes after you arrive at the end when the light mist even started.
Yeah, then it's fine.
Okay.
Let me play my fucking character, Lauren.
I'm just doing my job.
They're still proving the point to Garen, in his opinion. They are weird.
Yep.
They're strange.
They pay money for dried fruit. They're strange.
Dried fruits and meats, specifically.
So, we know what Rexy is doing. What about Click? What about Menhir? Garen.
Well, go ahead, quick.
Click is just meditating and praying on how best to fell these foes that are destroying the lives of people. Out of game terms, I have nothing I want to do. I'm waiting.
Okay. Garen.
Garand is contemplating how best he can use the knowledge that the outsiders will pay money for dried fruits and fruits to his advantage. So I'm not really doing anything either.
All right. Menhir.
Well, he puts the stuff he bought with Gorda and her gear.
Under her tent.
Yeah, he said it's starting to rain.
After about an hour, yeah, the mist, it's kind of like a light, it starts out as a light mist, but then, the sporadic raindrops start to fall down. Very light
Alright.
rain.
He'll put all that stuff by Gorda, and then he'll go inside, drink some more, eat some more, and then he'll take like a 2 or 3 hour nap, and then he'll get up a couple hours before midnight.
Okay, and just so you know, for the previous meal and for your current meal, it's going to be another 5 gold.
5 gold? Wait, my meal I paid for when I bought the room. I said room and food plus stabling. Boom, here's money. You're saying when I said it's on me for the rest of the group.
Yes.
Okay. Well, if the program would not freeze, and I could adjust that.
Yeah, I was like, so I didn't mention that before. So, all right. So many of you go and order some more food as the rain starts coming in. The hearth is keeping the place nice and cozy and warm in here. You do feel the cold air as the temperature drops from the rain. More people do come in to get out of the light mist, and they throw their little traveling cloaks off and just sit down for a hot meal. And it's starting to get lively again, even more so than before now that it's getting closer to evening where the sun is starting to set.
Note to self: out of character in character voice. Don't pay for nobody else's damn food no more, 'cause you're poor as hell.
I'm hungry though. Please, sir, can I have another?
I ain't got no more money. Bunch of beggars.
No, but I have like 433 gold on me still.
How you got that much money?
Because I don't spend money most of the time, and I actually sell shit.
I still
Wait,
have 200.
Wait a minute. Was that most of that from before the game even started?
Yeah,
hope?
I had.
Okay, good.
I only got 100 after the game. So,
All right, that's cool.
But Dave, is there any dartboard or anything in this tavern /inn?
Yeah, they have little games and things they can play. It's not like the traditional darts, but they do have a little throwing board that you can. The drunks do try to utilize, and badly.
Give us some try.
Is there gambling involved?
Oh, there's always gambling involved.
I'm gonna steal your bad decision, D4, Anthony. I'm gonna go gamble.
In case anybody's wondering, the bad decision D4, 1 through 4 is bad decision, and 5 or greater is the smart thing.
Yep. And you roll that D4 and see what happens.
Yeah. And in my case, I am going to gamble, and none of you are stopping me. If it was higher than a 1, it would have been a chance, but nope.
All right, so you want to gamble with this. So for this makeshift dart game here, how much are you willing to wager? How much are you trying to bet with one of the locals?
I'm not going to bet. I'm not going to lose more than 30 gold, so 30 is going to be my maximum.
Okay, well, for your opening play, how much are you like, hey, I want to...
How much do commoners tend to have? Like, they have 1 gold a week in terms of spending
Yeah,
money?
they usually will do, it's silver with that. Some of the ones that are kind of flashing their wealth, flaunting their wealth, they'll throw down like a gold or so. The current group right now, there's 2 gentlemen that are playing, a younger man and an older man. The younger man's got, this very neatly trimmed, like pencil beard. The older man's clean shaven, but it's kind of like a little salt and pepper, black hair. No facial hair on him, but he does have little sun weather to him. A little bit of wrinkles. So he's someone that has done his fair share of hard work in the day. But they're currently playing, and it looks like they're betting some gold coins.
Oh, they are betting gold coins. Okay, I'll throw a gold coin into the mix. And then I will ask how this game is played, and I don't need an actual detail, just like say that they'll explain.
Okay, so basically it's a higher score game. So you try to get a specific sword. It's like darts, but in terms of how that converts into the actual gameplay here, I want you to roll 3d6 here. There is going to be a set DC here that you have to kind of beat with that, and that's determined by the other players here. Let me roll their rolls here, and
11.
so currently there's... Alright, so right now there's 1 gold from each of you, so it's a 3 gold pot. You and the older gentleman actually tied out on this. He also got an 11 on this. The younger one got close. He got a 10, but he wasn't quite as practiced as the older gentleman was. So now you he throws down another gold into the pot, and he's like, well,
I'll throw out 2 more.
oh, you want to do 2? You say raise him to 2. All right, he throws an extra gold in there. So it's now a 6 gold pot.
Another 11.
Okay. All right. So as you, again, just doing the same pattern that you did before, he starts to look a little nervous with that, and one of his shots just doesn't do as well. Kind of goes lower to the, aims a little low, hits one of the lower point boards, and, well, you wind up getting more points than he did on that round. So
Hooray! How much gold was that? 6?
6, yes.
So yeah, she's just gonna keep doing this until Safona gets back.
Okay. And again, about 2 hours from when you came into the inn, as you're gambling, Meniers, packed up the equipment that he bought and started getting some more food. Click is in there just enjoying life. Garand is thinking about interesting business opportunities and ventures. Safona, you enter into the Tipsy Inn. It's very busy. It's very packed when you enter in there. And it's easy to see Click because he stands out with that. And after a moment, you do see Menhir, who again is, kind of towering figure. Even crouching at a table, he still kind of sticks over some of the crowded people. And over in one of the corners, you see Rexia throwing these little pointed darts at a game board that's hung up on the wall.
And I'm not drunk, so I'm actually doing well.
And Garand's actually blending in pretty well with the rest of the comic folks, so you don't actually see Garand here. He is here, but you don't pick him up right away.
Sophona's gonna get a private room so she can change out of her disguise. Because she thinks she's already been busted.
All right, so you go up to the tiefling. Well, how can I help you, miss?
I need a room for the evening.
Oh,
Private room.
Oh, it can definitely accommodate. How much extra comforts were you looking for? Do you want to be spoiled, or would you be looking for just some common creature comforts?
Oh, I could definitely use a spoiling after my day today.
Ah, yes, I know what you mean. And as you say that, you see him just kind of look over toward Menhir's direction, who's got his, not really looking at the bartender. He's just busy eating his food. But the tiefling just kind of lets out this little sigh, just like,
I couldn't hold back my laughter. Oh, Menhir, please, make that man a happy man.
Savona just kind of smiles and nods.
Well, so for what you're looking for there, well, that's, let's see, with everything here. All right, so that's that'll run you 2 gold, but you'll have your own private wash basins, hot water to bathe with, which will be brought up to your room. You can also have your meals brought up there as well. And we can also launder your clothes if you like as well.
Ah, thank you very much.
And he kind of does a little clap. Esmeralda! And this little, very thin girl, not like unhealthy thin, but just, not really a lot of fat on her, not really curvy, but, she's fair looking. She's probably about 19 or so. Yes, sir. Please, show this woman to her room there. Merchant Suite 303, please. And she just kind of gestures over to the stairwell. Miss, follow me. Let me. Do you have any things that you need brought up? I can hit one of the service boys to bring your goods up.
No, I have nothing to bring up this trip.
Alrighty then. Just follow me, and we get your room. Let me show you there. And she kind of goes through one of the shelves behind the counter there and has a little key for you and everything. She puts this little silver key in your hand, and she takes you up the stairs to the 3rd floor, and the third room, the second room on the right is the one that she stops at, and she opens the door with the she has like a little key, and as it goes in and opens up, they have a kind of it's like a little queen size bed. It's got a little canopy with little veils for privacy. The interior is beautiful. It's not too spacious inside, but it's definitely more than what you expect to see in some of the cheaper rooms and places that you've stayed in before. It's got a nice decorative rug, has a place for a little, private desk where you can write. It's got a little like armoire, a full body mirror, and you see in the back behind this, almost like a folding dividing barrier, is where the wash basin is, the little tub, so to speak. And they have, of course, the windows that overlook the main fairway. And she just kind of opens up the curtains, lets some light in so you can kind of see the room. And she goes and lights like the little oil lamps on some of the corners just to get some light in the room for you. Can I get you anything else? Like a meal, perhaps?
I am good for now. And Savona flips her a silver piece.
Okay. If you do need something, she points you over by the door there. There's a little. It's like a little thin rope that leads downward. Looks like it's built into something that looks almost like a support beam, and there's just like a little bell by it. And she just shows you just tug on that twice if you need service, and one of us will be up here to cater to your needs.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure, madam. You have a good evening. And she just kind of backs up, bows respectfully, and closes the door, lets you handle yourself in the room.
Well, Savona's going to spend the evening preparing herself for the nightmare it's going to become after she... She's suddenly not looking forward to this, especially considering everyone said don't go out at night.
Alrighty.
Oh, she will send a message to Rexia to let her know that she did actually get back.
How do you send a message?
You don't have the message cantrip.
Well, by send a message, I mean walk downstairs, tap her on the shoulder.
Tap, tap, tap.
Cantrip!
Oh my god.
It baffles me that you're a spy, a skill monkey, and you do not have sending or message.
Sending was an accident. Message, I probably shouldn't have taken vicious mockery for it. Okay, I'll use vicious mockery to send a message.
That's more of how the mafia sends a message.
So I just imagine. You know what? Hold on. I'll actually do that. I feel like being a masochist today. What is vicious mockery? It's a what is it? Charisma save? I don't remember what it is.
I think it was a wisdom.
It's a wisdom.
Do. I'm actually good at wisdom, but not good enough to save.
Good job.
Okay, if you want that, you just get
Ow.
up here.
Oh, whoa!
Wow.
That's not. That's. I need to remember that. That's wound and not. I'm gonna. Like with the ringing in my ears, I'm gonna hesitantly go up to the room. I guess.
Yeah, Sophona feels bad. She's going to offer her room to you as compensation, so you don't demand actual compensation.
For using vicious mockery. Today's a good day. Does Click want to come along? If he wants to stay with men here, that's fine.
Click will stay with Min here.
Then that is fine.
And when you get back down, Click will have like a goatee and he'll start talking to text.
Please no. If you do that to Click, I will actually attack you.
Alright, so Rexy, you go upstairs. It's Fona.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you both go back to...
Do I get any extra gold for having played for probably a while at that point?
No, with the win-losses, with that, some of the newcomers going in and out. And with the Vicious Mockery at the end, which would have been your best pot, but that kind of made you throw your dart off, and you kind of lost that.
That's not how Vicious Mockery works. That's cutting words.
No, that is...
Vicious Mockery gives you a disadvantage.
That's the out of character explanation for why you can't just make money without rolling it. Okay.
It was a joke. I would have rolled it, but
I know.
You win 1/4 a copper piece.
shit.
Yeah, you still got the net 6 goal win, so...
Yep. I'm good with darts.
Just don't turn this into a gambling simulator, man. Come on.
Literally,
Wrong
the
type of
only
tabletop.
reason she went over to literally the only reason she went over there to gamble was because it was darts, and she's good with darts.
Every downtime now, gambling. Everybody.
Okay, so back in Sophona's room here, you both are in the room. Doors closed.
No, stop.
Cue the bards.
Yeah, what is it? This is like Dave, Dungeon Master and Matchmaker Extraordinaire.
Well, no, you said that they were that you two were going up.
When?
Right, just a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use the room. Definitely not a bribe.
Yeah, sure. Okay. We'll go with that. Fuck it.
I'm not saying you smell or anything, but
I am a monk who is very fast and likes punching things, so I probably smell at least a little.
Well, it's good because they have this nice, private bath in this fancy room.
Yep. Let's be honest, that's the real reason, is that Sophana can't handle the smell.
Sure. Yep.
The rest of the group took a little petition, and they felt very strongly about it. But Rexia, you need a bath.
Rexia, we need to talk. This is an intervention.
I guess today is just Bash Rexia Day. I'm okay with this.
All right. So do you just show her the room, or do you have any discussions, anything?
Well, they'll have a discussion later once we're closer about how it's definitely gang territory. There's definitely people watching this, and it's probably going to be vicious and violent. Just her type of place.
Yeah, I was about to say, that sounds like it would be perfect for Rexia. Which is why we have the wraps. Also, I'm going to just reuse the wraps if she's going to force me to take a bath. I will just reuse the wraps from earlier.
Okay.
And Sophona will have your clothes washed just because. Ew.
Can we move on to someone else, please?
All right. So while
This is going into territory I don't want to go into on a stream.
Rexia is being forced to take a bath, and Sophona is just kind of waiting outside for her clothes to be laundered, so she can just put those in for modesty's sake. Now, over the course of now, again, this is more time that's going by while you guys are doing this. So, it's about, let's say everything that's going on here through the bath, through everybody just, eating, relaxing. It's now closer to about 8:30 at night. The sun has gone down. The rain has picked up outside. Occasional peals of thunder, flashes of lightning. You can hear the raindrops hitting the window panes of your room, Rexia.
I'm sorry, what? I was reading something.
Good job.
Cue the rhythmic song.
The bad weather has hit.
Oh,
They're going to ambush us.
Oh no, my journal that's on my belt, whatever will I do?
Well, it's not on your belt
I'm
right
keeping
now. It's
it.
right now. Yeah, your clothes have been laundered, so you've the clothes once they're done. Sophona, that they bring them back, so they no longer smell.
They no longer have that monk scent.
She's good to go for the next month.
Yeah, that's actually probably fairly accurate, to be honest.
So Sophona's just going to keep resting until it's time for us to go. And wish she had an umbrella.
All right, so it's getting closer. It's getting closer to midnight here. So what's the plan? Remember, this place is about an hour away.
Yep. Get all death dealing shit ready. And go to the place to where we're there at midnight. At least that's Menier's plan anyway. But he would have took like a couple hours of nap or something in between there because, experience teaches that grab a little bit of shut eye when you can, especially if you're going to be up late doing stupid shit.
Okay. So anybody going with Menir?
I assume we're all going to meet up and go together, but Menier's going to go in by himself while the rest of us just kind of stake out.
Okay. So as you all leave the Tipsy Inn on your way to this rendezvous, Menir, you're kind of stopped for a moment by this commanding voice. I want you to make a perception check.
Six.
All right, so you're kind of like you hear this. Hey, you! And as you're kind of looking around to see who said that, there's the Rexy. You see this this person come and slaps Menir with a glove. This person here.
Is it like a friendly slap? Is it like a hey buddy, how's it been? It's been
About
like
to
10 years.
About to describe it. So this person that slapped him with a glove is dressed kind of a well armored individual. Is wearing plate mail. Does have kind of a little imposing greatsword. Man looks like he's a seasoned veteran, probably in his mid to late 40s. Looks capable of wielding the sword with deadly efficiency. But as he slurs his words and sways a little bit, you can tell that he's a little drunk as the glove slaps Menir across the face. I challenge you to hold door.
Out of pure curiosity, is this guy wearing any mercenary emblem that I would recognize?
Make a history check.
I would expect my background to be more than enough, but okay. Whee! Natural 20! Yes, I know it. What is it?
Okay, so the man here is, got this little long hair that's receding. On that nice armor there is a symbol of a golden falcon on his breastplate. The red and gold cloak that he wears also kind of bears a similar emblem here. And from what you know of this is he is a nobleman. The family, though, as far as you know, they fought in the wars against the battles against the Chroma Conclave. That was the incident where all the dragons almost, ruined and ruled Tal'Dorei. So he's he's a war veteran.
Now, what time is this?
This is after 11 p.m. While you're on your way to the meeting point, and he slaps you across with this leather glove, challenging you to a duel.
But I don't recognize the specific family.
The family itself, the name Hardcourt comes to mind with that. You don't know their particular dealings. You're not really versed in that, but you do know that it is a noble. It is a noble family.
They probably came to the treasure shop at least once or twice. That's probably like the only reason why she would know that.
Yeah, I mean this guy being a war veteran has traveled around, so, and that's part of the reason why you do recognize this. You've kind of seen him before. You've seen that emblem.
Well, this will be this. She's like kind of speaking to herself while she's with the others of the stakeout watching.
You're
this.
drunk. I don't know you. I ain't got time for you. Piss off. And Minner starts walking away.
Make an athletics check, because he is going to try to grab you. Fool!
Doing
Wow.
that to yourself, buddy.
He grabs you and kind of spins you around to face him. And you are taller than him, but this man, you can see in his eyes that he believes, his conviction is strong, and he's, very determined and very drunk. You can smell the alcohol just permeate from him. And
Yeah, which is why Minner hasn't crushed his fucking head already. Yeah, exactly. You're drunk. I ain't got time for this.
And he is going to shove you. He makes an attack. Hits an AC of 18. So he kind of just pushes you, and you kind of go back about 5 feet. Defend yourself, knave! And he starts pulling out the great sword, wobbling.
So, Fona, I don't suppose you have any way to coat a dart in like a sleeping agent or anything?
We don't have time for this. Whole person. We'll say DC 14.
Okay.
I'm also. This is a bad idea. Like, I was making a subtle thing because a dart's going to be hard to see in the middle of the night. But you're just saying words of power?
Yeah, you cast the spell, the whole person on him. He rolls a 3 for his save, so he is held in place, holding the great sword out.
All right, rope time. We're tying him up.
Right now, you're drawing a scene with him shouting and pulling out a weapon.
I mean, how far away
The guards
are the
will
rest
be here
of us?
soon. Let's
Yeah,
get out of here.
Just walk away.
Yeah, walk away.
Let's
All right.
get out of here, Minner.
It only lasts a minute. He's going to catch up quick.
Well,
He's drunk as hell. He don't even know where we're going. Leave the old poor drunk sod to his own shit. Fuck him. I'm out of here.
Here's what I'll do. It's a minute, right?
Yeah, last 1 minute.
I'm not going to be able to do this in time, then never mind. Let's just go.
All right. So as you start walking off away from him, he can't move, but he's just shouting, "You cowards, go home back to mommy!"
I heard from my parents that nobles tend to act like that, but that was a sight.
And
I
there's
believe that was
people
from,
watching, like, seeing this. Like, he draws a sword, Sophona casts the spell, Menhir, try to walk past him, and, he put hands on him and got shoved. And all just like, oh my god,
Yeah,
just like...
I just leave.
Yeah, that everybody's just watching you walk off as he's shouting and can't move. And he keeps, calling your name as you walk off as quickly as possible. Seeing hearing the sounds of chainmail and metal boots in the rain just come charging down the main fairway toward his direction.
Time to go.
Time to go. As we're walking, I am going to say, I believe he was part of the Hardcourt family.
And you assume I care.
Well, you're the government official here. I would expect you to care if you ever felt like filing something.
And he doesn't know who I am. Probably. And he probably won't remember it in the morning. And trust me, I resisted the urge to pick his pockets as we went by as compensation for what he had done.
Quote unquote compensation. Let's just go to this fucking meeting already.
All right. So, Sophona, getting close to where you had that little eerie revelation again, and not much has changed when you get here. Again, it takes you all about an hour to get here. Streets are still empty as the rain pours down. Now there are lots of puddles and things, muddy parts of the road and alleyways. You're about a block away from the alley where you're supposed to meet.
Listen here. Me going in by myself is a bad idea. It's not a good idea. There was no stipulation on how many people could go. All I have to do is tap 3 times on the appropriate door. I am brave. I like fighting, but I'm not stupid. Why do I want to go in this place? What if there's like 20 guys in there and I'm by myself? That's a bad idea.
Smart man.
Click will come.
Especially considering we're being watched.
If Click is gonna go in, then I'm going to follow.
I should go too. Yes.
And out of character, in character voice, if I die here, it's your fucking fault, Sophona, because you wanted to come to the sued problem.
No, I believe it was your idea.
No. Back when we voted on what to do, I was like, whatever. But, y'all the ones who made the vote sued.
I believe it was you.
17 to fucking deception, goddammit.
I am innocent.
You can't deceive me to myself. Sorry.
Maybe I can. Maybe if I roll enough times.
That's what magic's for.
Can we just do this instead of stalling it?
All right. So.
Yeah, well, I guess everyone's going in.
Mhm.
Except for Nadiv, who is currently making sure our rooms are nice and pristine.
Oh, he is busy sampling apple teenies right now.
Yep.
He's sitting in the police elephant van. Don't worry, he'll come and save us if we need him. Just send him a sending. He'll come right away.
Yeah, the sending that we don't have.
Dave, I am gonna look to see if those boots are anywhere around. Just because I expect we're being watched with a 20 perception.
All right, so now this is just out in the main road here, just before going into the actual alleyway. Looking around, you don't see anybody around here. Again, this area is pretty vacant. In fact, you haven't seen anybody the past block.
Well, let's go to the door. Shit's about to come down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, making your way to the alley. The alleys here, again, are dirt. They're not really worked stone. It's only kind of the main roads that have little bits of stone with them. This part of the town, the road's kind of broken a little bit. The stones not as evenly placed as some of the well-kept parts of the city. So some of the mud kind of creeps up, and there's more areas where it's uneven and puddles form. However, going to this alley here that's kind of muddy. There is no lights. So those of you without dark vision cannot see anything.
But I can hear things really well, and that's all that matters.
Wait, do we have people who don't have dark vision?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Genasi don't have dark vision.
Good job.
There you go. You got a light now.
What are you lighting on my person, considering I don't have a weapon and I have a sash and a belt and my tunic?
Good job.
The soaking wet book on your belt.
Yes, you have a safety belt now.
I'm going to make sure this whole time, Dave, I should have said this earlier, but I'm going to make sure that book stays as dry as possible by keeping it under like 2 layers of clothing.
So Safona is grabbing your belt and casting light on it.
Okay.
I'm going to make sure that at the very least, that the journal stays as dry as possible while you're doing that, because she's not gonna fucking. She doesn't know how to handle the situation. She's a cinnamon bun.
So, Rexy, as you're just checking on your books, worried about the water logging before you go into this alley that you can't see into, all of a sudden your belt starts to shut off magical light. It's almost like a glowing beacon around your waist. And it starts lighting up the area. Inside this, now that you can, for those of you with dark vision, you you see this. And now everybody can see this as well. There, near some barrels about halfway down this dead-end alley, you see there are 2 bodies laying in the alley. And there's a very large pool of red, diluted, like just watered down blood. It's like almost the mud around the area is now red also because of the blood. One of the bodies you can see has they're kind of face down, face away, but one of them's got long blonde hair, some kind of like fur padded breastplate. The other is wearing some kind of cyan colored robes, and that's all you can really kind of make out from your vantage point.
Do they look like they were viciously mauled and torn apart?
You have no idea from your current vantage point. But there is a lot of blood and now red mud.
But I don't see like limbs thrown everywhere.
No, they haven't been eviscerated. They're intact.
All right, I will take a look. You all cover me.
We are in a friendly neighborhood.
Yes, this is oh geez, my memory just drew a blank. We're not in Kansas. Yeah, that's it. We're not in Kansas.
What's Kansas?
You'll learn someday when you get older.
Okay.
I told you all we're in criminal territory. You know, with a group that's known for tearing people up.
Oh, so like owl bears. That shouldn't be fine. That shouldn't be dangerous.
Were you just not remembering the name of the group because it's Six Blades?
Yeah, because it's been a long week.
Yeah, it's Six Blade.
Yes, Six Blade. We are probably in Six Blade territory. And I'm going to check the bodies, but while I approach, I am going to be constantly looking for someone to jump me.
Okay.
I'm also going to keep a pretty close eye to make sure that there's
Are these bodies near a door?
No, there are no doors in this alley. It is a dead-end alley. There's just a couple of barrels and empty crates in the alley, like kind of like broken rubbish.
Is bad place to meet. We're people.
Right in front of you. Does a 20 to perception let me see anyone slinking in the shadows or anything? Can I hear anything?
Other than the rain and your group's chatter with that, no, you're not picking anything unusual with that. You do see the same bodies as before. Now you do see Safona walking through paranoid. It looks like she's looking for Predator to come out and jump her. And she's just like looking up, looking behind her, checking under her feet. She's just really paranoid. But she does.
Safona,
Go ahead.
Stephona has a sudden realization. Click. I'm gonna have to ask you some questions about your friend after all this.
Which friend? Click has many friends now.
The one who likes being sneaky and murdering people.
Oh, elf friend, yes.
Elf.
With this sudden revelation, Sophona is going to inspect the bodies for the wounds.
Okay. All right. So make a investigation check.
$21.
Okay.
You've just gotten a lot of 21s today, I've noticed.
I feel like I want to burn lucky, but nothing's really needed it.
So, which one are you looking at first? Are you looking at the long, blonde-haired man with the fur padded breastplate, or the one in the cyan-colored robes?
The robes.
Okay. So, as you're going there, now, as you approach the bodies, one of the barrels is really odd. On top of the barrels, on one of the barrels, it has 3 taps installed on it, like a little keg with 3 taps plugged into it.
Very peculiar.
And as you crouch down to look at this individual in the cyan-colored robes, you kind of pull the body over because it's facing downward and half sticking with bloody mud. This individual is a half-elf. Brown hair. He's got some traces by his neckline and a little bit on his face, almost like tattoo-like markings. But as you can see from his body, as you rolled him over, he has some blackened areas, like from burns, as well as some larger wounds of open flesh.
Burns. Click, did your friend, use any fire magic? Do you know?
I don't think she did. Did she, Dave?
Not that you know of.
Click just shakes his head.
Well, Sophona's gonna ruffle through the pockets and try to find some sort of emblem or marking. Or anything else.
Okay, so you're kind of arranging through the pockets here, and you notice that whoever this gentleman was, his body's been picked fairly clean. There's not even lint in his pocket.
Huh. Well, I'm gonna move on to the next body then.
Okay, make another investigation check.
Are we sure that spending the time to investigate these
Now I'm
bodies
gonna
is smart?
Burn a lucky.
All right.
Not really lucky, but 13.
Okay, so this other individual, as you roll him over as well, this man looks like he's a human. It looks like he's in his 30s. Again, it's just long blonde hair. I mean, long past his shoulders. Breastplate, that fur padding just kind of puffs out of the collar a bit, almost like a lion's mane. He's got a little silver earring in his right ear, and you do see that he has some, looks like, very straight precision slash marks going across his abdomen.
Are they deep?
They go in maybe about a half inch, at least before you can tell. Just kind of poking and prodding. It's almost like some kind of tool or weapon may have caused that.
Yeah, so Phone's gonna stop this part of the investigation and go check the really weird barrel.
Yeah, that's it, actually. It says 3 taps, so that's the one.
All right. So,
Just like the note said.
make an investigation check on the barrel.
25.
All right. So, on that, as you check the barrel there, you find that the lid on it's actually loose. And as you slowly kind of lift the lid, there's a note kind of taped underneath it. And it says in there, place your weapons inside. But the barrel itself looks like it's empty.
It says place your weapons inside.
Now,
I'm laughing because I am my weapon.
Okay, Rexia, get in the garbage can.
No.
she's Oscar now for Sesame Street.
I love monks. They're great.
She's a grumpy, dirty person that lives in a trash can.
No.
That will be hopefully the first fan art for this.
In the words of Rick, negative Dave.
The smell is suddenly explained.
Now, Rexia, with your perception there, even with the rain pouring down, you hear some noise coming down the main fairway. Sounds like armored footsteps. And you hear a voice say, I saw them go over that way.
That's not good.
I guess I'm 14 for stealth.
With your glowing belt.
Yeah, actually, Sophona, can you fucking turn that off because it is literally a giant kill me sign.
Okay. I will turn off the light. Now you all can't see.
Well, I mean, I have dark vision, so
I think everyone except for me has dark vision.
No, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Click has dark vision.
I also have dark vision.
Rick.
No, I do not. Manor does not have dark vision.
No, Menhir, Nynaeve, and Rexia do not have dark vision.
Okay, well, I'm okay with being in the dark, and I'm just going to hide in the shadow with a 14 to stealth because I'm not re-rolling that.
All right, so there was like this beacon that just went off, and you hear a voice down the street shouting, halt.
I'm just going to stay in the shadow.
What is everybody doing?
How quietly can I cast?
Well,
Click is just standing there.
I mean, you can try to cast quietly.
How far away are these people?
From the light that you're seeing from one of the individuals carrying, they're probably about 60 feet away.
So,
because they came around a corner and somebody said they went that way. And then this beacon of light went off where you're at. And that's where the figures start
Turn
saying,
off
or
I
turned
think I
off?
actually have to go now.
serious?
Yeah. My mom decided to just show up with very little notice, and yay. Sorry.
All right, so Garen goes running off.
Yep, climbing onto a roof like Minner was thinking about doing.
In fact,
Turning
he
back
jumps
at
on Menhir. Let me roll this here. Let's see. Jumps on Menhir's shoulder and leaps up onto the nearest building and just starts hauling ass.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. So you said beacon went off as in the light turned off, or
Well, Rexia's belt light that was lighting up the area went off as they came around the corner, and they saw the light just suddenly go out when they were coming around the corner. So that's when they started shouting, "Halt! Halt!"
do they have torches and stuff?
There is a lantern, and you can see what looks like 3 shield guards. And there's another individual, looks like maybe one of the, like, someone who's kind of in, like, tattered rags, tattered clothing. Just kind of was the one that kind of ratted you out where you went. And out of the 3 shield that are there, one of them is a half-orc. The other one appears to be an elf, and the other one a human. All male.
Right. I'm going to do something. Probably not going to work. Can they see me?
You don't know.
Cool. We're going to do what we like to call gamble with the dice, and I'm going to throw a dart down the other way and not hit any of them, but I'm going to throw it just to distract them so they go away, and pray that they haven't seen me while I do this.
Well, I had other plans, but there goes that one.
So you go launching this dart by.
I'm trying not to hit them, by the way, so I don't
Yeah.
even know why I rolled.
Well, you're throwing it, down, trying to do the misdirection with that, and the half-orc just kind of laughs. And he starts talking to the others as they start pulling out their swords. Halt! Or we will cut you down.
Has Menhir attempted to scale the building yet?
The elf looks like he's preparing a spell.
See, he's got a fucking lantern, right? So am I illuminated, Dave?
By their lantern light, not
Correct.
yet.
Fuck it, I'll boost off the barrel onto the roof. Actually, I'm pretty fucking strong, and I have the athletic of the remarkable athlete talent from Champion, so I could probably just jump up and catch the roof and pull myself up.
All right, make an athletic check. This is where he gets a 1 and falls face first into the middle.
Natural 20!
Okay, so yeah, you just you leap up and almost like you don't quite leap your feet on top of the building, but you leap enough where you can just kind of, with your body's momentum, just your hand touches the roof and you just quickly pull the rest of your body up, and you're standing on the roof of one of the buildings in the alleyway.
Move off.
All right. So, which door are you running away from the guards? You running like because they're coming like from the south.
Yeah, well, you said it was a dead end alley, so I'll go down to the end of the alley on the opposing, on the perpendicular rooftop, and then I'll lay down between the 2 roofs or at the crest of the 2 roofs, and I'll watch my friends.
Okay, so just so everybody knows the layout, they're coming from the south. The alley is kind of pictured as like the north end with that. So just so everybody kind of gets a little geometry there, a little mental picture. So you're up on the roof. You're going by where the buildings kind of coalesce where they meet and watching
Yep.
everybody from there. All right.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to use my emergency escape plan here. Am I a good person or am I a bad person?
That's a fantastic question.
And can we fit Click in a bag?
I was asking,
Yes.
is Click going to be the good Click, or is he going to be the Click with the goatee?
Oh, God, stop.
Stop. I'm actually going to call out. Is that you, Captain Fox? Because I do know we have a relationship with one of the guards.
Why are you doing this? We
You-
actually have...
Fox
well,
is human.
they already know I'm here. They don't know
those
any
aren't-
of you
yeah.
are there. They already know I'm here.
I can cast invisibility on 2 people.
Then cast it on Click.
No, I'm going to cast it on you 2. I can talk my way out of this. You all get out of here.
With invisibility, once that happens,
So
we're
as you cast the invisibility, the elf spell goes off and counters the invisibility spell.
Can he counterspell if he can't see me?
Never
I didn't
said
think
that
he was to the...
you're within eyesight of the half-orc and the elf, who both have dark
Oh,
vision as a natural trait.
Oh, I thought I still had time before they turned the corner. And...
No,
They're in the
they
alleyway.
saw Rexia and the light went off, and that's when they shouted halt. And that's when darts were flying and people were jumping on buildings and running away.
Okay, I misinterpreted how close they were at this point.
Yeah, they were
Well-
only 60 feet away.
I thought they were like 30 feet down the alley and then 30 feet down the main road. Okay, different situation.
We're in a very.
Well, at this point, oh, thank goodness you're here.
The half orc pulls out this very vicious looking heavy crossbow, points it at you and Rexi's direction. Click, what are you doing while this is all going on?
Click is just kind of standing there, wondering why they're afraid of the guards.
Wait a minute. Is this the same orc from the bar earlier?
The one that was standing outside? There wasn't an orc standing outside. There was a Goliath and a gnoll.
No, the bartender.
The bartender was a half ogre.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, and so the orc, in a very commanding tone, lay down your weapons and get on your knees. I will
What
not
if I
ask
am the
again.
weapon? What if I am the weapon? I'm not saying that in character, Dave. Fuck you. See what's
Well-
going on.
So Fona's gonna drop her rapier into the barrel and get on the ground.
So Saphona's on the muddy, bloody ground.
I am going to.
Um,
I'll unclip my dart pouch that's slung around my vest and drop it and get on my knees.
Click will toss his mace in the barrel, and then get on the ground.
There were 2 others. Where did they go?
I have no idea.
The elf just kind of murmurs to the.
I don't know who they are.
Don't worry. I've already notified the captain. They'll be looking for them.
What a situation we got ourselves into.
Okay, so
And
am I hearing this conversation?
you're hearing them shout and command everybody to get on the ground. The elf looks like he's getting ready to cast another spell. And the humans walking up with the lantern getting closer to Rexia and Click. And he's got his sword drawn.
Okay.
The are you doing anything?
I'm actually waiting until I see if these guys are legit or not, because I don't know if they're actually guards or if they're fucking gonna kill us like those other two dead people. So
Yeah,
I'm waiting.
I was
I don't want to abandon my friends unless just.
Okay.
I will take action based on what they do, Dave. I'll just put it like that.
The elf finishes casting a spell, and 4 orbs of glowing light go out in the air, just kind of spreading out, lighting up the area. And as it does so, your area where you're at is lit up. The orc looks up. You! Get down off the roof now!
Who the
Hey.
fuck are you?
Oh,
To
goody.
be ordering me
I
about.
Okay.
don't know
Initiative
him.
rolls?
No, what's your credentials? Are you actually shieldsmen or are you fucking assassins? We don't know what the fuck's going on.
Where the
How are we
fucking
to
law
know
and
you
you
who
are
you
under
say that
arrest?
Oh, okay.
Get down off the roof now, or I will shoot you off it.
Okay. He's gonna shoot me off the roof.
He's got
I'll
his
move back
crossbow
10
pointed
feet.
at you.
He
It's a
can't
heavy
even see me
crossbow.
off the roof.
Huh?
Obviously, he doesn't know about like lateral distance. I was laying down on the roof. I could probably roll to the side and be out of their view.
You
Which I
could,
would've
but right now
done
you're not out
when
of their
the-
view. You're lit up from the elf lighting up the whole area. So you could try to move out of the way, and yes, indeed, get some cover from his, potential attack. So basically, the elf just lit up flares to light up the area.
I would like to actually make a very important decision here, Dave.
Yes, go ahead.
If any of them attempt to attack any of my companions, I will attempt to attack.
Okay. So we're gonna call it you're holding your action for what they attacked, and you're going to spring into action, Rexia style.
If these are legit, which I'm under the assumption they are, because I don't think there's any way I could roll to figure out if they aren't, unless it's insight. I will be doing all of my attacks through non-lethal means.
Click will speak.
Okay.
Click is servant of Platinum Dragon. Click good. Friends good. We try to disrupt bad people, hurting people, to stop it. Click will pull out his shield, which is emblazoned with the holy symbol of Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon.
You're pulling out what can be defined as a weapon against them.
Yeah.
Not a weapon.
Shield bash?
It's a tool of combat.
Is that even a thing in
Yes.
I didn't.
Technically, your shield would be on your armor.
He'll lay it down at his fucking feet because he's not trying to. God damn it, you fucking assholes.
No, it's not. No, I'm on your side. I'm on your side, Click, not theirs. So let me say this. The shield is strapped to his fucking arm. It's not him showing his shield is not a aggressive action. I mean, come on. It's a defensive tool. It's not just by saying, look at my shield emblem. That's not an aggressive action, dudes. Come on now.
Them rather spun up and us standing in front of a couple bodies.
All right, so
Yeah,
First
fine. Minner
question.
comes off the roof. There you
okay,
go. He climbs
I was
down.
seeing
Yeah,
if
that's
you were
fine.
gonna.
Yep, perfectly fine. Yep, that's what he does.
Okay, so you leap off the roof, and you're going off the roof in the alley,
What
or
are we
going
under
off the
arrest
roof
for?
away to go somewhere else.
No, to warn my friends. I don't want to ban just in case these guys aren't legit.
All right.
What are we under arrest for?
Well, somebody openly attacked a noble fitting, and he points at
It's
description
bullshit.
to... And now
Complete
we see that
bullshit.
you're committing other crimes here. These bodies.
We didn't do anything. We didn't kill anybody. I didn't attack the noble. He slapped me in the fucking face, and I walked away.
Well, we have reports saying that
Yeah,
you
it's
used
a
magic
noble.
on
I'm
the
a
noble.
common guy.
And
Oh
now
yeah, when the drunkard
we find
in
you-
the street picking fights.
and now
Y'all are fucking the world up. Fine.
and now we find you next to two dead bodies.
I see how this is. I have nothing to do with these bodies, though this clinking in my pocket, perhaps, would say I wasn't with the nobleman.
And he just looks almost dumbfounded, like, are you attempting to bribe an officer of the law? You piece of shit.
Of course not. That's not what I'm attempting to do.
Where's that deception roll?
But we
Where
are.
is it?
Yeah, we're waiting for it.
20.
Yo, 20 is awesome.
And all right. So as you tell them that, and they look at you, they're very. They got their eye on you with that. The half-orc kind of talks to the human. Signar, put the manacles on this trash. All of them.
Wait a moment. Do any of you know a guard by Vox?
Know of him.
If you were to talk to him or have us talk to him, you'll see that we are here to, well, as my friend put it, to clean up this trash. We had nothing to do with any of the bodies here, but we are here to help with your gang problems.
Well, murdering people is not the way we do things here. We follow the law. And with that, we're going to take you to a holding facility, and we're going to let the magistrate see your innocence in this.
Oh boy, you are.
Very well.
Hmm.
And the human starts pulling out some manacles.
I'm debating
He's walking
something.
towards you, Rexia.
I'm debating something. We don't have Garen. How many guards are there specifically?
There are 3 guards,
3.
1 half-orc, 1 elf, and 1 human. The human has his lantern hooked on his waist. He is coming towards you with manacles. The half-orc
For
has
my-
a heavy crossbow pointed, and the elf is the one that's been casting magic.
Right. Okay. Here's the thing. Us getting caught right now, not very good for our plan. And especially since we look guilty as hell, we could probably get sent to execution.
It's fine. It's not the first time I've been arrested for fake charges. Look at the bodies. Do we have any sort of weapons that would do that kind of damage?
We have a
Common
mall-
sense will reign through here.
We. Mm.
The human is
Can I-
almost to you.
She is
Rexia.
going. She is going to just sit there and just stay.
Okay, he takes the manacles and slaps them on your wrists, and he starts going over to Click. Looks like he's going to do the same.
I'm going to step in front of him. No, I'm not allowing that.
You don't seem to understand what's going on here. You are under arrest. That thing is under arrest. She is under arrest. And that big motherfucker down there is under arrest.
Click do no wrong. Click was at the temple all day, praying.
I can vouch
Click
for.
is servant of Platinum Dragon. Click would kill no innocent.
And we will prove this. But right now, they are probably going to attack us. Let us just peacefully go.
Be gentle. She's going to step aside.
And he tries to first put them on Click's wrists, and they just don't fit because he's so small and skinny. So instead, he manages to put them on Click's feet, which they don't really fall out of because of the shape of his feet. So he's basically got his little version of leg irons on. Now, the guard is going to Sophona. And if you don't resist Sophona, he's also going to put the manacles on you. Now, for Menhir, the manacles that he has doesn't quite fit around the girth of Menhir's wrists. So he actually has to take 2 sets of manacles and kind of link those together to fit around, and then take another set of manacles to chain those together. So he had to makeshift a larger set of manacles for Menhir.
I changed my mind, y'all. I hate this fucking place.
I'm not going to be able to enjoy my room tonight.
Because this is fucking bullshit. And a complete waste of time.
And the guard just shoves you forward. Yeah, keep moving. If you try to run, we'll cut you down.
Click not happy either. Click want do crime to be arrested instead of not do crime and still be arrested.
So, you are all marched through the town in manacles in full view of the public. At least the public that's out. Most of them drunk. Some of them just kind of like, oh, whoa, they're shield guard dragging these individuals, marching them. And where they take you is actually kind of the northwestern part of the town. This apparently is where their little Hall of Justice is, their jail. So they bring you here. They line you up, and they start one of this the shield guard, not in armor. This one looks more like a little scribe. Just walks up to you, these little white robes, has a ink quill and a parchment. He's got little monocle on. Kind of a younger man in his early 20s. Just real short, spiky hair. Just a little more spiky on one side than the other. First goes up to Rexia. And what is your name?
Rexio Relias.
And he starts jotting it down. It's real quiet. You just hear the scraping of the quill onto the parchment. Okay. And where do you hail from?
She's going to stay quiet.
He's writing something else down. And he pulls out another parchment, goes over to Click. And what is your name?
Click is sitting on the floor and pouting like a child and refuses to answer.
Oh, that's adorable!
He will look up to her after to the guy after a moment and let's see what languages do I have?
You have.
He will speak in Celestial, and say something as like, "You can talk to Bahamut, but I won't answer you," pretending that he doesn't know Common.
Starts writing something down on his parchment. Takes a little dip of ink. Takes another blank parchment. Goes over to Minir. What is your name?
Minir Sarson.
Starts for a few minutes here, just nothing but the sound of the quill scraping against the parchment. He's writing more than just the name, apparently. And where do you hail from?
Twixt your mother's thighs.
Oh, that's great.
Oh my god, that was wonderful!
Always do
Wait.
get the ones with so much class here. And he starts writing something else down.
Are you gonna make that a quote?
Yes!
Twixt your mother's thighs, Minir Sarson.
Goes over
If you
to.
couldn't tell, Minir's fucking pissed.
It goes over to Sophona, and you don't have any of your weapons, none of that. And it goes to Sophona.
Dave, if I don't get my shit back after this, I'm gonna burn this fucking town to the ground, dude.
Oh,
I take it they took my thieves' tools.
Oh yeah,
Click won't
you're
let go of the shield.
you're just in your clothing.
Thanks
here.
for making my guy evil, Dave. If I don't
Sophona,
get my shit back.
what is your name?
I am Sophona Lacroix of Amman.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
You're a long way from home.
Indeed, I am on business here for the Tal'Dorei Republic.
I didn't know they dealt in murder, but that is for the magistrate to decide. He keeps scraping.
We don't. That's why this will be an interesting case to talk. Why you'd falsely arrest me.
Well, there is an investigation going on, and the magistrate will review any evidence brought to him and make a judgment on your case. You'll be brought before him and get to speak your side of it. And depending on the evidence that is brought and your words, if you are found innocent, then you'll be free to go. And if you tell the truth, you have nothing to worry about. However, if you're not, well, the best you can look at is about the rest of your natural lives in a salt mine. Otherwise, you may just lose your head over it. And just goes back to riding.
Ah, lovely. But if dragons burning down my hometown could not cow me, I don't think you will.
Oh, that is not my job. Okay, we have enough here. They've been processed. Bring them to the cell blocks there. Let them wait for the magistrates.
I wish I wasn't playing a lawful good character. I'd murder every motherfucker in the town.
You are vicious murderers.
I'm so fucking angry right now. Oh my god, I'm fucking pissed.
I mean,
Yeah,
out
another
of
game.
character, out of character, I'm not too angry. In character, she's fucking livid.
No, I'm actually in character. I'm actually more angry out of character. It's okay. I deal with this kind of crap in real life, and I don't like dealing with it in the game. But that's oh well. It is what it is. Usually, I'm on the other side of this crap, though.
Yeah,
And to be fair, the people that you deal with IRL with it are much dumber and do interesting things.
different topic, not on stream.
So, anyway, they bring you down. They march you down this hallway. They open this iron door. It's got some like a little viewing bar through it. Behind it, on the right side, is a guard in a chair. He just stands up as you guys start getting marched through, and he's got a little key ring on his belt, and he starts opening up the cells here. And they put Click and Menhir in one cell, and on the adjacent cell, on the same row, they put Rexia and Sophona. And they slam the bars, the little cage bars shut, click the key, and the guard goes back by his chair, sits down, and just watches.
Have they taken the clasps off us yet?
Yeah, here they...
Since we're in a cell.
Yeah, they've removed the manacles at this point. So you're paired up. There's two little kind of mounted, just like wooden platforms mounted on the anchor to the sides of the wall on one side. There's a little metal pot in one corner that you can, use for bodily functions. And outside of that, there is not much else in these cells.
Don't have my darts. Don't have my short sword. Probably missing most of my equipment.
It's fine. It's not the room I promised you, but I don't think we'll be here long.
I'm gonna nod to Sophona, and then I'm gonna actually go closer to the guard and ask, is it all right if we are allowed to talk to a guard?
You can try. The guard is not right next to your cells. He's like a good 20 feet away.
I'll whistle to get his attention.
But yeah, you can shout and guard, hey!
I'll whistle to get his attention and wave my hand.
What do you want?
I could make a joke, but it wouldn't make sense in this world. I would like to speak to one of the other guards who do know us.
You get to speak to the magistrate when he's ready to see you. Until then, just sit your ass down and get some sleep.
Not even for 5 minutes as I look for my persuasion skill. For an 18 to persuasion.
I'm not going to go to the barracks and drag some guard just because some lowlife that got dragged in here demands it.
At this point, Rexia kind of wishes she could use the Albania name, but she can't. So she will sit and wait.
And then you hear from across the aisle, psst, psst, and you see Rexy. You see this little mousy looking guy. It's like a little halfling that's looks like he tore a bit of his shirt or whatnot to make a little headband, and he's got like tiny little spiky hair that's starting to go bald at the top. It's got like a little 5 o'clock shadow. Doesn't have any shoes on, and he has a similar belt made out of cloth, and he just like, psst, hey, psst.
I can hear you, and so she'll speak fairly quietly so the guard can't hear, but she will go closer to the bar to speak.
Yeah, no, he's across the aisle, so he's like, a good 15 feet like away from you. But he noticed all the commotion and stuff, and he's getting your attention. Hey, you lady, what are you in for?
A false crime?
Aren't we all?
For casting spells on a nobleman.
Ooh, is it a good spell?
No, it's kind of disappointing, really.
Ugh.
What about you? What are you here for?
Oh, they believed I was smuggling some replica artwork. You know, things that may or may not have belonged to me. Well, that's what they accused me of anyway.
By chance, did they steal my journals?
Yes, all you have is your clothing on you.
You sons
They
of
have-
bitches.
They have all my reports. Oh no. They know everything about everyone.
Oh boy. That's gonna be real fun. Oh boy.
I regret taking proper documentation of everybody and everything.
This is where bureaucracy is your downfall.
Well, were you actually smuggling
what
false
character should I
paintings?
play next?
Okay.
I don't think we're going to die here. Were you smuggling paintings of a forged variety?
No, not really paintings, but well, more of
Smuggling.
off-brand of popular and very expensive, let's just say, goods.
And what is your name, my friend?
My name is Tobold Falco. Have you heard of me?
Actually, I might have. What would I be rolling, Dave?
Let's see. For just make an intelligence.
I'm not very smart.
Sophona will attempt to remember.
Nope. Oh wait, that.
Only 11 on that intelligence check.
9. Wait, that
That's
was
wisdom.
just 16. I don't have a modifier to my intelligence.
I mean, the Falco's kind of a common halfling name. You know, it's like Lightfoot, things like that. In terms of what, he's describing with that, that's, very petty little crimes with that. Him in particular, though, you haven't really heard of him. His reign of his criminal empire has not reached across the mountains to Stilben when you were growing up.
Yeah, I figured as much. Okay. Apparently, Chris is going to make Genocide Jack. How long have you been in here?
Oh, about 2 weeks.
We don't have 2 weeks.
I doubt we will be staying here 2 weeks. I highly doubt we will be spending the night.
I'm gonna do something stupid here. I'm not even gonna roll the bad decision D4.
You
As
rolled
I
the
flip
bad
through
decision
my
D8.
notes, no. Do you know anything about the Sixth Blade, or anyone by the name of Slade?
No, never heard that name.
Yeah, I'm going to insight.
18 insight.
Yeah, hold up. That's a 16 to insight and an 18 to insight.
Yeah, he's heard the name before.
Sure you haven't.
You do realize that we're customers, and this is kind of the reason why we're here. And she is lying. I don't have deception. This is gonna suck. No.
You're too innocent.
You're not wrong.
That is fair.
She is a cinnamon bun. That is the whole point of her character. Actually, I will say the code to him, though. The salty cod, say you have no money in, but you can pay after charge. I will say the code to him. So I do know the code.
He just kind of sits back against the cell wall, still by the bars, but just kind of leans back. One knee's kind of bent up by his chest, other legs just kind of stretched out. He's just wiggling his toes. So, Menhir. Click. What's going on in your cell?
Waiting, I guess.
Click.
But
Remember,
it's not much.
the first rule in prison is establish dominance.
Who in the hell? It's just me and Click, right?
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
No, I got it. That's fucked up, Dave.
And no, doing that
Dave.
in real life will get your ass beat. So yeah, don't do that.
I don't plan on going to prison.
Good. None of you should ever plan to go to prison for any reason other than to visit maybe a family member who is there. That's really the only time. Other than that, you want to stay away from those places.
So
Men don't do shit, man.
there's nothing we
What the
can
fuck?
do. We have to wait.
Are these interior jail cells, no exterior bars, anything like that?
I mean, they do have windows. In fact, the little windows are actually on your side of the cell block. So, like the halfling where he's at, they don't have any windows there.
Awesome. I could probably get Click. You want to get out of here?
Click no won't break a law.
Never
Yet
mind.
Click
then.
is still here.
Never mind then, little buddy.
There's,
My ass is too big to fit through that window, but I could probably rip one of the bars off and let you slip out.
are there bars over on our side as well?
Yes. There's a high up, about a foot from the ceiling. There's a small rectangular kind of viewing window where you can kind of see outside. Let's kind of air come in. It seems like there's maybe that part of the side of the building. This building was maybe never meant to be a prison. They just kind of converted it. Otherwise, they would have probably put this somewhere, interior or even better down below.
I'm just going to sit beside Saphona. Actually, no. I will tug on any of the bars. I very much doubt this, but are any of them loose?
Make a investigation check.
One thing I cannot do. Yeah, no.
All right, so they look, like they're, fairly set in there.
What are you doing over there?
She's just going to stay quiet and then go over and sit beside Saphona while we wait.
It's too early to do a jailbreak.
Worst goes to worst, I'll just knock the guard unconscious if he opens our cell.
All right. So if y'all just are waiting here, you all will basically get a long rest here.
Huh. I think we're spending the night here, Saphona.
Looks like we are.
And not only that, but y'all are awakened as you kind of wait. Saphona, you're waiting for somebody to come and release you, get you out. You just eventually just fall asleep, waiting. Just the rhythmic of the rain coming down. It's been an exhausting night. You all wake up early, probably about 6 in the morning, just clanking of metal hitting metal. The guard's like, breakfast, come get your chow. And there's a guard wheeling like a little cart that he's got these little pewter plates with just little food bits, no utensils, just sliding them underneath like the little this little foot wide area by the bar that they could just open up like a little hatch. And just going down the road for the ones that have prisoners in it, and they give each of you a little plate, just little scrappings of food.
Minner gets up and gets his food.
Okay. And as soon as the cart leaves there, another one comes in, and this one's got little similar, just like little pewter teacups, and they fill it with water, and they put those by the bar, right by the bars. Again, for everybody who's in there. So you got a little plate and a little metal plate and a little metal cup with water and food.
Guess it's breakfast time. I'm going to keep my eye over on... I already forgot his name. Hold up. I have it written down at least. I'm going to keep my eye over on Tobalt.
All right. He was right now, like, he gets the food, and, like, he was already kind of up and... Mm-hmm.
Can I swap out a third level spell, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, you could pray for a different spell.
Yep. Prep time.
It is prep time. Prep time. Too bad you're a bard, so you can't.
This is where he's going to misty step right outside the cells and just leave everybody. So long. Boop.
I was going to. I was so wishing I could Misty Step. I didn't grab it.
So long, suckers.
How much water does a barrel hold?
Should be 50 gallons.
Yeah, 50-55 sounds about right.
40 gallons according to PHP.
Sorry.
Click requests an empty barrel.
And promptly does not get one.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get right on that. Mm. So,
Are any of these guards have like keys on their belts or anything?
the one that's inside the hallway you're at, about 20 feet away, that whoever's on duty with that has the keys, the ones that open up the doors to the cells and the possibly the metal door that's in here as well.
I'm gonna look over at Sophona and I'm going to ask. Well, actually, no. First, I'm gonna ask to the guard who's bringing us food if we're going to get our hearing basically today.
Well, depends on when the magistrate reviews your case, the evidence brought to him. You were just brought in overnight, so probably not.
There's a lot of spells I can cast without material components.
Yes.
Yes. Right. Hearing that, I'm going to finish my food. I'm going to still keep an eye on Tobalt, but I'm going to walk over and whisper to Sophona, "How good is your pickpocket?"
I am a legal member of law enforcement. Why would I know how to pickpocket? By which I mean I am not a member of law enforcement. And I don't really know how to pickpocket.
If I may ask, what is your sleight of hands?
It's only +4. It's one of the 4 skills she does not have trained because it didn't seem like something she would particularly care about.
Well, I actually thought you would have it higher than me. Okay. That's what I was going to suggest this. Right. Let's see how well this works out. Because staying in here for a couple days to a couple weeks, not sounding too keen. So, once, and between now and then, but once those guards are done giving with the food and they leave, for about like 5 minutes after that, Rexia will like count the seconds and the minutes. She's going to take her cup and just start banging it on the bars.
Pipe down over there.
She will not.
You know, we're guilty if we break out.
We break out, we do our task that we said we were going to do, and we leave. Chaotic good, I don't give a shit about your law. I'm banging on the bars.
It's true. All right. Well, after a few minutes, the guard tells you, pipe down. You still keep doing it. I said pipe down, and you hear the chair kind of angrily get pushed back behind the wall that it was leaned against, and you hear the footsteps of the guard come over. And that's a different guard than the one that was overnight.
That's fine.
And he's got pulls out this like club, and he's like, "You pipe down. I want to make you pipe down. You understand me?"
Oh, don't threaten them, please. These are just town guards, right? I assume they're fairly adequate.
I mean, the town guard, in terms of the shield actually comes from Westrun, and they help kind of police the entire Dividing Plains. It's just Dividing
So
Plains
they-
is so vast that they're stretched kind of thin.
So, with my knowledge of West Run, I did run away to West Run, so I imagine I probably have a little bit of memory there. Do I know how strong these guys can be capable of?
They are martially trained. They are trained to handle threats both in and outside of the city. So they have patrols that go inside the city to keep thieves and riffraff and things like that, keep the peace. And then they have the same guys can go a rotation out into the wilds and fight roaming bands of ravagers, wild centaurs, and other things. So they're like paramilitary.
I mean, it's either we wait in here for God knows how long, or we try to break out and then do our job and leave. So, votes from you guys?
I suspect they'll be coming for us soon.
Vote from you guys? Everyone?
Minir ain't gonna leave. If you break out, he won't help you.
Click isn't going anywhere. He already had a chance to leave.
I will stop banging my cup around then. And I will
Dude, they
just-
got all my shit, and I'm not gonna kill innocent fools, even if they are fucking stupid.
I wasn't going to kill a single person. I would try to break out, and I would definitely hurt them, but I would not kill them.
Let us try the legal method first, Rexia. Then we will try the more out of control method.
All right.
I
So
will stop banging my cup, and I'll just toss it, not at the guard, but at the side of the guard, so it hits the wall.
all
I'm
right.
probably gonna get my shit kicked in here in a second.
Well, no, he kicks the cup down the hallway with that. Yeah, that's what I thought. And he just walks back over and sits down on the chair. Just a loud thump. The chair just kind of creaks under the weight of the chain and plate armor that he's got on.
I am my own weapon. I could probably take on one of those guys, but none of you have your weapons.
What are you talking about? Both Click and I have our main weapon. Toll the Dead!
Totally, that is pretty good. I will sit back, and I guess I'll just wait.
Okay, so if everybody's just waiting with this, several hours pass. You get your lunch meal. They go and they have guards stand by the cells as they go in to kind of get your chamber pots with another almost like it's almost like another prisoner goes in there and just takes the used pot and gives you another one to kind of do your business in. And it's not until about early afternoon when Sophona, you're kind of the cells opened up and you come here, and there's a guard with manacles. You have a visitor.
Oh, goody. The old man finally managed to get sober again. And she'll let herself be manacled.
And then they escort Sophona down the prison hallway out to the door, and there's a little visiting area where it's just basically a half wall with bars, and they have tiered little sections, almost like an animal stall that just separates the different areas, giving almost an illusion of privacy, yet there's not really much privacy. You're really the only one kind of here right now. There's nobody else has any visitors. There is a guard on your side, and there's a guard on the other side of the room. The other room is much larger. There's a little chair, and in that chair you see Nadiv. And he's just sitting there, just kind of tapping his fingers, just rapping them on the little panel wood right there. And the guard just motions for you to sit, and he just stands back and just waits for, for the conversation to be done, the visitation to be over. Sophona? What the hell did you do last night?
Nothing, sir, which is part of the problem.
Really? Because they're saying you murdered 3 people.
Well, first off, there were only 2 bodies. And look at me. How many people have I actually killed over the years? My little rapier doesn't exactly do damage.
Look, that's besides the point. They're saying...
Oh, that is the point.
The guard is saying you're being charged with the murder of 3 people. One of them, a suspected criminal. Another, a scholar. And the third, a nobleman.
That nobleman was alive.
Not from the reports that I've seen here.
Well, then that changes the situation now, doesn't it, old man? Because if I didn't kill anybody, and I only saw 2 people dead when they brought me in, and now there's a third...
Then it's
Come on,
time to
you
get
can
your
put it
eyes
together.
checked. Maybe you need to take your remedial medical course again. You know, you never really did pay much attention to your lectures.
The point here being, sir, that the guard are probably on the take. At least enough of them.
Perhaps. Who did you piss off last night?
I didn't piss off anybody.
Well, you most certainly pissed somebody off because there are 3 dead bodies.
What was the nobleman's name? Do you at least have that? Or was I expected to do that as well?
Stephano, Rexia did tell you the name. She told everyone the name.
And she's comparing it.
And he's like patting his little clothing, and he pulls out some little scraps of paper and he puts on these little glasses. He just kind of looks around. He's a little self-conscious about the glasses and puts on. Yes, Lord Chester Hardcourt.
Yes, see, the last time I saw that man, he was alive. And drunk. Like you!
Well, unlike me, he apparently is no longer alive.
One can only wish. Alright, sir. So, have they already charged us? Are we going to get our hearing?
They're still bringing the evidence to the magistrate who... I'm not aware if they've reviewed your case yet or not. I've just been informed of the charges after trying to track your whereabouts and finding that you have been arrested and paraded downtown at 1 in the bloody morning.
Well, sir, maybe you could pay for our bail and get us out of here then. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get myself out. And you know how well that hat goes. Still been 73, do you remember?
Yes, and I still couldn't get the smell of monkey out of my clothing for 2 weeks.
Sir, that monkey had it coming.
This is a story I want to hear now.
Well, I'll see what the bond might be for your release, but do prepare for Plan B if needed. If these guards are on the take, that may be our only option. If somebody else does want you out of the way or taken care of, that also may be our only other option.
Then maybe you also want to keep your head down, sir.
I'm just a senile old man. I'm not a threat to anybody. I'm just visiting I'm just visiting my granddaughter who got arrested.
You're a threat to my sanity, sir.
And you're a threat to my sobriety.
Very well. I don't suppose you're going to help me anyway.
Well,
I don't suppose you have any tips for a jailbird hidden away, do you?
well, the first thing they teach is don't drop the soap. But other than that, I will see what aid I can give you if worse comes to worse. But let's see if we can get you out of here the legal way first. I mean, why make things more difficult? You always have to make things difficult, my dear. When you will learn.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Well,
I'm not going to strangle you, sir. It's really hard.
well, let me get to what I need to do. You go play with your friends. Grandpa will be back to visit you, I promise, dear. I'll tell Nan that you said hi.
Maybe, sir, you could have our dear sweet friend, Vox, I believe his name was?
Right,
Maybe
right.
he could... And I will busy myself learning knitting.
At least you can make me a decent scarf when you come out. I look forward to it. I think green really accents my eyes.
Yes, it does.
Oh, very well. And he go, all right, God. And he kind of gets up and does the whole man kind of foolery, like he needs help kind of moving about. And the guard on his side kind of helps him over to the doorway. Oh, you're a very kind lad. You're a sweet boy. Your parents must be proud. And the guard on your end just, all right. It's time for you to go back. And that he escorts you back to the cell block. And your manacles are removed and you are placed back into the cell with Rexia.
Well, apparently we've committed 3 murders. Though I think maybe a 4th might be needed with a green scarf.
That's not something you should say with the guard within earshot.
The Green Scarf Strangler.
That would be an interesting serial killer.
Nobody's going to inquire anything than what Saphona just said.
No, I'm thinking about how I'm trying to word my sentence because, to be fair,
Whoa!
really didn't see either of the bodies.
The little halfling's like, whoa! You killed people?
No, we
No.
didn't.
Oh. Were
Although,
they guards?
No, they were a scholar, a nobleman, and apparently
criminal
some
suspect.
kind of criminal suspect.
Oh. Oh.
And while this is going on, Stephona is going to start trying her luck with the bars.
All right. Make an investigation check. Now, which bars? The cell door or the window?
We're going to start with the window, and then we'll go on to the door if the window does not work.
Okay.
Actually, first thing... No, never mind. There's a guard who can probably hear me casting spells, isn't there?
Yeah, he's only 20 feet away.
Well, we aren't doing this magic. Lucky.
All right.
We're going with that 13.
Okay. Wow, luck is yeah, she's being a real bitch today.
Can I make another attempt since it's a new day or no?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want to try to look at the bars again.
Whee! Let's see if the person who does it natural 20.
So, the bars, now that it's kind of daylight, you're seeing the bars. They're anchored in. The bars look pretty good. They're not, really rusted or anything like that. A little dirty, but they appear to be very strong. What doesn't appear to be so strong is part of the wall that they're actually anchored into. It looks like, time has done its damage on some of the material of the wall, and with enough force or enough time with it, you could probably loosen the bar due to the weakening of the wall.
I will point this out to Sophona.
Right, I saw that. Just wanted to see how good you are.
Yeah.
Junior
Hold the fuck
investigator.
up. Hold the fuck up. I don't believe a word you just said. I really don't believe a word you just said.
It doesn't matter if you believe me or not. I am now looking at the other bars, where I will find them. Can't believe she was showing me up. I'm gonna show her up.
It's gonna be 2 murders with a green scarf.
19 on the door.
All right, so I mean, with the door, the lock's nothing really fancy, just a fairly standard locking mechanism. If you had something that maybe you can improvise, you may be able to try to pick the lock, with disadvantage, or if you had a proper tool, you could try to pick the lock that way. Though there's always the guard at the end of the hallway that you'd have to contend with after that.
Really should have had the old man throw me some of my tools in through the window.
I'm sure
I'll
the
just
guard is
send
watching.
a sending to him real quick.
Yeah. That sending that we totally have. How weak is the wall?
Where the bars are set in, you could, because of they're anchored in, the elements have done damage, moisture, things like that, where it's crept in where the bars are right by the window. So it's not like the entire wall is weak. It's just that area up there. If you start, playing with the bars itself, you could eventually loosen it and possibly remove the bar.
Give me a roll.
So that is going to be a straight up strength check.
Oh man, the person who has 8 and 9 strength are in the same cell.
I will.
14.
0. Oh, gee. Oh, my shoulder.
Sophona gets like a
I
Charlie
think I'm
horse.
also- I'm not crying. I'm fine.
I don't think a 14 is going to pull out the bar.
No, you're trying to move it. Like, it wiggles a little bit, but very, very, very lightly. Like, not enough to pull it, free or anything like that. You'd have to keep trying to work at it with that.
So that was the quiet way, or quiet-ish way. Can I just punch the wall until it breaks off enough for me to yank it out?
You could.
I am a monk.
But keep in mind that, and
There's a
yeah,
guard right behind me.
correct. So that would make lots and lots of noise.
Yeah. Sophona, how badly do you want to get out of here now?
Well, the problem is, if we get out, there are still 2 people across the way who we need to get out as well.
They're not across. They're right next to you.
They're right next to us.
Across the wallway.
Here's the thing, is that at this rate, it is very unlikely we will be safe if we stay here.
Well, generally, when the nobleman turned up dead, kind of a problem. Oi, next cell, you hear that?
That'd be for Menhir and Click.
Click here's.
Apparently, he ended up dead.
After we left.
Apparently, and the guard said he was alive when we last saw him, because we accosted him, not killed him.
What does Menhir think about the situation?
Minner's not talking, Dave. He's not doing anything.
Well, he's probably about to do something. Because, hey Dave,
Yes.
do you want me to roll the attack roll or just the damage?
You do have to roll the attack roll because they do it. They don't have the. They do hardness and all that stuff differently in 5th than they did in the previous edition. So you actually do have to make an attack roll because it's actually worked into an armor class for the thing that you're hitting.
Cool. I don't have my sword. Not like it's gonna fucking matter. I'm gonna burn a key point as well. 1. That's 18. I need you to tell me.
All right.
Is it just roll and see what happens? I don't know how punching inanimate objects works.
All right, so yeah, it has its hardness determines its AC. So like the material, if it's let's say adamantine, it's gonna have a higher AC than let's say wood. So you do hit it though. You do beat the AC on this. So roll your damage.
And I'm gonna do extra attack. That's a natural 20, so it's gonna crit. Then flurry of blows, which is why I burn key points. Does that 14.
Okay, so first there's this loud, like, first the fist comes by and just like hits right below the wall, making a crack. You hear, "Pow!" And the guard's like, "What was that?" And then all of a sudden there's this spinning back kick, heel hitting the wall where that crack was, and the wall. Like, there's now, where the window was, there's now this, like, 2.5-foot hole in the wall as chunks of it go raining down both in the cell and outside.
So there's just straight up a hole.
There, you have just critically kicked a hole through the freaking wall. And the guard is, you hear the guard, like, starting to get up. But, and so funny, you just see her just punch, kick, and then adds another hit in there just for extra measure, just to, like, one of the bars, just a little chunk of wall starts coming down. She just punches that out the way just to show off.
Impressive. Now we need to get the other two out as well.
Yeah, that's well. We have an escape route now, and we also have the person who has the keys about to come after us. I'm going to use my next 2 flurry of blows just to widen the hole. Do you need me to roll for those?
What the fuck, man?
You do need to roll the attack on there.
The 14? What does the 14 give me?
Oh, okay. I didn't see that populating there. All right. So because you've already damaged it, that will hit it.
Max damage, and then 18 will hit, a 14 will hit, and that's also max damage. How big is that hole now?
There is a 4-foot hole from the window to the floor, almost all the way down. There's still little bits, a few inches of wall there, but you've cleared out that wall there, and it's about maybe about 2.5 feet wide after all your flurries there. But the guard is just moved right in front and is like, "What?" And alarm!
The moment he appears, I cast.
Oh, okay. what do you
Please tell me you
Bye.
use silence.
Bye, y'all. Enjoy.
What do you cast?
Charm person.
Okay.
Technically not in combat, technically not at disadvantage.
True. Let me see here. Here we go. Okay, so DC is 14. That's what, wisdom. Let me make sure this is a save and not a check, and this should populate on there. And
He's charmed.
he's charmed.
No, there's no need to yell. It was an accident, right, buddy? Come on, we've been friends for a long time.
When you say that, can you? I'm gonna actually ask you if you can grab the keys since he's under your charm effect.
And he looks at you after you cast spell. His eyes. He just kind of closes his eyes, shakes his head for a moment. What do you do? You can't do that. The patrol is gonna see that. They're gonna get in trouble.
Ooh,
The patrol?
I really wish I could care.
Well, maybe you could just open the door then, so we don't have to get in trouble.
Well, I mean, the hole is there, but yeah, okay. And he just opens the door. It's like, look, you can't be doing this stuff.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna actually offer my hand out and ask if I can take the keys. I know this is a long shot. If push comes to shove, I'll just take up by force.
You know, you've had a long day. Maybe we should go relax. I'll cover the cells for a while. You just take a you day.
Can I give you advantage on persuasion because I do have proficiency?
Well, well, you're not supposed to be leaving your cell. You're gonna get in trouble with that. I mean,
I'll watch us. I'll stay in the cell. Though we should keep the door open because if I have to get to the prisoners. It's only for an hour. You're tired.
make a persuasion check.
With advantage, please.
Regular with that, because it's these.
Can I not help?
He doesn't. You're not his friend.
No, but I'll hide that.
Oh, 29!
Okay. All right. Just don't lose the keys. You don't want to get any more trouble. And he just like gives you like a bro hug, just pat on the back kind of thing.
You're a great friend.
And he like starts to go up by the other door. He's like, he goes back, grabs the keys, unlocks the door at the inner hall, goes back, gives you the keys, goes to the door, and leaves the hall.
Oh man, can I have the keys?
Yeah, get the other two out and. Hey,
I-
buddy, you went out as well.
And Tomo's like, yes, yes, yes. And he's like his hands out, just waving constantly. It's like a nonstop fountain of energy, just waving. You can make a perpetual motion machine from just his arm waving.
What did I miss to where now you're breaking out? Because
Charm person, nat 20.
Yeah.
You,
have
you
the
didn't
key.
miss much.
how long
Yep.
have we been in the cells?
You've been in there not even an entire day.
Yeah, this is not gonna go.
No, it's a terrible idea, but
I don't care.
we're gonna get out of here, and we're gonna go start new lives, killing Ravagers. Isn't that what you like, Menhir?
I will unlock their cell and open the door, and I will command Click for once. I will command him to come.
Click stands up and looks at Rexia. No.
Was not expecting that. I also don't have time for this.
Here, give me the keys. I'll get the other guy out.
I
I'm
will
gonna be
toss-
generous.
I'll toss you the keys.
Is
And I
the guy still within sight?
The guard?
The guard?
Yeah.
He left.
Okay.
I'm going.
It's easy for.
Go on.
Never mind. Well, it's easy for you to say. You don't have anything. It didn't take shit off of you. You don't have your life's work confiscated by guards.
We'll grab it on the way out.
And then we're fleeing fucking wanted fugitives when we didn't do shit wrong. I don't like this plan at all. I think
then
I'm gonna
when we-
take a fucking nap now.
And then when we prove that we're not the criminals, we can be let go free. They
How the hell are we
managed
gonna
to kill-
prove that when everybody in the goddamn town is gonna be looking for us? I'm not exactly inconspicuous, Safona.
Well, a little bit of makeup, maybe a nice dapper coat.
Gorda.
Yeah, and Gorda too, exactly.
Well, we'll break Gorda out.
Gorda's still at the inn. She's still stable.
Yeah.
Is dumb. You do bad thing.
And you both are running the chance of being executed for a crime you didn't commit if you stay. Click, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your god isn't going to help you in this situation.
Well, fine.
Click looks offended.
She apologized,
Like,
but she's also speaking the
deeply
truth.
Offended. Platinum
So
Dragon will protect me. You leave. Click no longer slave. You kill Click if you want him come.
It needs to be phrased better, sir. That needs to be
Bad.
phrased way better.
All right, Safona's going to show her lawful evilness here and say, well, I must continue on my way then.
Rexia is a little bit hurt by that, but at the same time, she is not going to force this. If he's going to want to be willingly executed, basically, she isn't going to stop that.
I will
She
prove you
should.
this.
As I rolled the d4 in my actual house, because that's a decision I need to make. Yeah, no, she's not going to do anything. If you wish to stay here and either rot or die, then be my guest.
Don't say that. Once we prove everyone's innocent, nobody will be executed. We can all be friends now. You two will work from the inside, we will work from the outside. We will solve this, and we will be fine. There is no need to hurl insults. But we need to get going. It's only a matter of time before they see our damage.
Insults already hurled. So
Yeah,
it sits back down.
if they're not going to leave, and we want them here as insider help, or at least as far as Savona says, I will close and I will lock that cell after I get the keys back.
All right.
Yeah.
And didn't you let out Trouble?
Yes, I'm letting him out.
Yeah, Maynard's not going to leave. Not because he respects the law. He doesn't really like law or chaos. It's because of different reasons.
You have a little hidey hole for us. In exchange for letting you out, of course.
Well, I mean, they took my stuff, but
I'm not asking for stuff. I'm asking for somewhere to lay low.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I think I got. Well, come, we gotta go.
Good enough.
Yeah, Rexia is going to follow Savona and Tobalt.
Okay, so he goes running through your cell, like out to the hole in the wall, and like he jumps outside into the outside, and he does like these little leap spins, like to the left, leap spin, center, leap spin to the right, and then leap spin back to you. He's like, "Come on!"
Sophona does toss the keys back. She did promise the guard that she would leave them.
Okay, so you just toss the keys back onto the chair, as you follow Tobold out of the jail cell. Rexia, do you follow Tobold as well?
Yeah, I'm following both of them.
Okay, as you start holding off, that's it is still cloud cover, but it's daylight with that, so it's it's overcast, but there's light, and you start going about 120 feet from the building before somebody spots you, and they start shouting,
Spots us. Invisibility!
oh, you got, all right,
Which
perfect.
Which means the guard isn't charmed anymore, though.
That's fine. He's got enough problems now.
He's taking a day off and realizes that's a bad idea.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
fun.
He's gonna have a bad time for a little bit.
Actually, with the 29 persuasion, he might just continue taking the day off. His last one before he ends up in the cell.
Well, he wouldn't have it in his cell, but there would be reprimands and maybe a little demotion and things like that. Especially since he was under magic compulsion during that, which would probably come up during the investigation with that. So yeah, there's lots of stuff that would go on with it, but he's not going to have a great time. All right, so you cast invisibility, and
Cast it on all of us?
I can only cast it on 2. I don't have the 4th level spell.
so who's not getting invisible?
Who has the what's your stealth? Savona?
What's my what?
Stealth.
Stealth is a 6.
We both have the same stealth, so it literally does not matter.
Okay, well, you got to follow Tobold anyway.
Yeah. He doesn't get the stealth because otherwise he's going to be gone.
True. Okay, let's follow Tobalt. We both are invisible, I guess.
All right, and let me roll his. All right. All right, so yeah, Rexy, you can see him. He's pretty stealthy with that, and he's trying to keep low, stay to the shadows, trying to hurry up from alleyways as he's leading you away from the building. With you two invisible, the alarm is not sounded until somebody sees the hole. One of the patrols comes by and sees the hole, and then the alarm sounded and all that fun stuff. Nice little bit
How
of.
far away are we by the time that alarm goes off?
You're away from it. You can hear in the distance, like they're shouting, trying to do the sweeps of the area, and Tubalt's still leading you away from everything. Like, he's like, shh, just he looks back and just goes, shh. He doesn't know where you're at. He just does the little quiet thing, and he stays low and does like the little slow 1 foot over the other, just really that almost cartoonish sneak movement as it's going through the some of the alleys here. While that's going on, Menhir and Click. So it looks like Menhir's just laying down. The guards pour in the cells. They see Tobold's cell is been opened. The girl cells has the hole blasted out of the wall, and they see Click and Menhir still there, and they check the doors, and they see that the door's still locked, and they start rushing, going outside. They're still doing their sweeps. They have a guard just kind of sitting outside the cell where Menhir and Click is at right now. Not giving them a hard time. They're just beefing up the presence, the security right now. What is Click doing? Click's little heart is broken.
Same thing he was doing before, pouting in the corner, except now he is crying as well. As silently as he can.
All right. So, with that, since someone has to go here pretty much on time, we're gonna stop that here for today, for this session. But definitely was not going anywhere close to where I was kind of seeing some of your options here. This has been quite interesting, and it's going to make for some very interesting future sessions here.
Dave, it's that nat 20 when
that moment when a nat 20 is supposed to be good, but it ends up fucking you over.
Well, Anthony's specifically referring to what we call the first Rick Swery moment. That, like,
what is this?
Flipped an entire campaign on its side. 2 campaigns ago, there was a moment. Anthony, do you want to tell the tale of the first Rick Swery moment?
Oh, there have been so many nat 20 persuasions.
The one where you guys were like level 2 or 3. You just came out of the underground torture chamber from the Tiefling command, and you met the commander, and you completely lied your ass off to the commander, making him think you were the victim, and convincing him to take you back to their enemy fort, and playing both sides.
I could have just walked away from that incident. He didn't see us. I just thought, hey, maybe I could get some information.
Well, you sent
I'm in deep.
Yeah, you sent an NPC with you that you sent in, and he got obliterated. And then he saw you, and then it was just like, after that, the attack, and then you lied your ass off, and you realized, oh, shit. Because he was burning the evidence of the torture chambers below.
I lied a lot in that short period of time.
There was so much lying in there, but that nat 20 when you told that big lie that you were just an innocent victim, that's flipped the whole thing, because you went straight to a place that you really, I didn't really expect you guys to go to like sessions down the road, and you just like, all right, we're going straight to the final level. Here's the cheat code to go straight to that, and for the first kind of act of the campaign, and it was really interesting because you were playing both sides, and man, so yeah, this could be interesting.
And it ended with me in prison. This time it started with me in prison. All right, so I'm heading for a torture chamber.
All right.
So basically, to recap what happened this session, we tried to go get some sued, and by get some sued I mean beat the shit out of the people who sell it. And instead, we got caught for a crime we didn't commit. We stayed in there, learned that it's going to take a lot longer for them to process everything, and just was like, yeah, well, at least I was like, yeah, we don't really have time for this. So I kind of just started punching the wall until a hole formed, and then insanity. Next session's going to be fantastic.
Oh, it's going to be so weird.
You get to explain this to the old man.
Oh, we get to explain this to the old man and to Garand.
Now, Garand, they just know that, Garand ran off. They don't really know too much more than that. So they were kind of doing like a search for him that night when they got everybody else.
Starting to think, man, here's idea of just really murdering everybody might have been our best option at the time.
Less brutally murdering, more incapacitating. But that's because I tried not to kill people most of the time.
Yeah, it's like it's like Firefly. The good book is pretty clear on killing, but kneecaps it's a little fuzzy on.
Minier does not brutally murder people. Okay, he kills evil sons of bitches. It's not in his tool belt to kill guards or beat up drunk old stupid fucks. So he does not do that. He's a good person. Now, if you're a ravager or a criminal asshole preying on the innocent, he'll crush your fucking head with a maul without question. That's the kind of dude he is. But if you're someone who's just misguided or stupid, he's not going to kill you.
Well, we got set up. So we're going to find them, and then we're going to have him... we're going to get him some mall targets.
That is, if we could get them out of the prison without them just staying in there like good little citizens and potentially getting executed.
Fuck you.
I'm being for real though. Like, there is a decent chance both of you will get executed. There is a very decent chance, actually.
No.
Especially if they're in the ropes with with Slade.
No, Sephono would not permit that. We'll smash down the door and let them free if we have to. If it gets to them on an executioner block.
Yep.
All right, and with that, we'll end today's session. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Those who followed today, thank you for that as well. Hope you enjoyed the session. We'll be back next week, Saturday, 1 p.m. as always, to continue the adventures and see what happens with some of our group on the lam here. Some of them still in prison, and some of them still free. So it should be a very interesting session next week. I hope you join us to see what happens next. But until next time, been your Dungeon Master. Happy gaming.